it's so small. Oh my god.
That's what she said. Hello, welcome.
Oh my god.
Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome.
Greetings, salutations, good morrow, and goodeth dayeth. And hello and welcome to the second season of Court of Curses, Episode 1, The Iron Flower.
Special 6-hour episode. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Your attempts to try and get...
No!
But what about our extension?
I swear to God.
Well, it's just 3 hours, right?
Do the thing.
What about our extension? No my mess. No
What
my
about
mess.
What about
Don't
the
we
first hour? Second season?
Don't get at least
Every time you guys ask, it's a permanent 5 minutes off the top. Every time. Alrighty.
No!
No, I'm sorry, my lord. No, I wish to go back into the hole. Alright.
Wow.
That's enough. So, who wants to give me the recap?
Void, didn't you say you were gonna do it?
No, I said specifically I wasn't going to do it.
Okay, fine. I'll do it then.
All right.
Alrighty, so last time on Court of Curses, we did a bunch of research, we did a bunch of mining, we made some really cool equipment. Vale got her brand spanking new sword, that's really cool, but she can't take it out unless she's gonna kill somebody. So hopefully she doesn't take it out at me. That would be great. Oh yeah, we got our two new kitty cats, Tink Tink and Talk. They finally showed up, and we did some familiar summonings that ended up being a big-ass fucking Hydra. So thank you, Coffee, for giving us a nice siege weapon that we can now use to defend that Vale can use to defend her lands now, I guess. And what else? Vale had a few meetings with Ty to go over how to be a better leader and how to deal with a Hydra. And let's see. Tu completed his research as far as figuring out the transference of magic through the blood. So he can now experiment with that or do more research into it in order to completely do it. So I might have to hit him up on that one later. And then for some reason, Vale decided to give the notes to Ethan and have him give it to the City of Glass. I don't understand the logic behind that one. I think that was pretty stupid, but that's just me. And then at the very end, the big deal showed back up for some reason. I don't know why it's here, but it can't be good.
Oh my god.
We're also being spied on.
Oh yeah, and then there was some pittons that were in the wall of a mountain that led to the other side. That somebody apparently left there because they climbed, and we don't know who that was.
Mysterious.
But somehow they can climb faster than Coffee can fly. I don't understand. That was crazy. But yeah. I don't think I missed anything major anyway.
I made a pick.
Holding up the
Oh yeah. We found out that the Brass Baron is moving towards the crossroads, and so now Vale has to figure out what to do about that, as well as lead the party up back to the Broken Brothers, so that way we may continue our quest there as well. So good luck, Vale.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Thank you for that recap. CapedFish. One extra thing that should be mentioned as well. Ray has decided to retire from adventuring, and will be remaining at the estate to smith full time. And Dragon Silver had to leave us, unfortunately. Kudos to him, and I hope he is well in his travels. And he's also in another game, so it's fine. Alrighty. So, picking up where we left off, Jakam has escorted a strange figure into the encampment and has turned back to present them to Vale, and Vale will see Gabe Big Deal has returned from his travels to hunt the Drake. And upon seeing him, he'll simply smile, now heavily bearded, and somehow even more handsome than he was before.
Oh my god. Look at those
Look at
stock legs. Oh my.
And he'll say, well, look what you've done with the place. You got any room for one more? Eyebrow wriggle.
Gabe, is that you?
Hell.
Well, of course it is. Who else could it be? He'll wriggle his belly.
Well, I mean, I hadn't heard anything from you for weeks.
Well, I didn't have time to write a letter. I was injured.
What happened?
Well, you see, the thing about drakes is, they don't like getting attacked, it would seem. Bested, overwhelmed. I was put up into a shop for quite a good long time. He'll point to his various wounds.
Do you want to come in and have a seat and you can tell me all about your adventure?
Sure thing!
Thank you, Jacome.
Nodders. Dwarven shuffling.
Jacob,
You're looking
tell him
excellent
later.
today. Keep it up.
Where's my token? I don't know, Taz. Where'd you put it?
It was in the estate, but it's not there.
You should be right here.
I'll
it should
grab
be
it.
close.
I bet Necro just had a quick relapse and just kind of deleted it out
It's
of
the
their
big
base
deal
of
guy.
values. It's
I
terrible.
was trying to help,
Hey, why is there two of you on here?
Hover your mouse over it, maybe?
What in the...
You can delete that one. That one's not even there.
Well, I don't see it on my DM side. Let me refresh.
Is it a
chat room.
hidden one?
Yeah. I think
Wait,
it's
do I
just
have a
tokens.
film?
There's a Kage Zu'el too. He's got also a Kage Bunshin.
Yeah.
Huh?
There's
I only see one of
Extra tokens.
Quick, say
That
it's
happens when...
Quick, say as many Naruto things as possible.
Sharingan!
Ringo.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, what did I see?
Lion, dragon, tiger, horse, rooster.
There I go.
Oh my god.
Oh,
The
Gabe.
Pandolio Heki.
the chin over the phone on it. No,
dude, that's been like that since the start of session 1. He's always had that. You never noticed?
Yeah.
It's because Nara cut off his top of his head, so I couldn't stick anything other than his chin out.
amazing.
Yes. Oh, Gabe. I think you know Kapheira?
Who?
Points.
She just folds her arm, pinches the bridge of her nose, and goes, "Of course."
You fucked her sister.
Did I? I've fucked a lot of sisters.
That sounds about right.
Like
He's
a
your
lot.
problem now.
Sometimes at the same time. Of course I know who she is.
Just see her kind of clenching, wondering if she should just shoot him now, or she should just let them have their happy romantic moment, thinks better of it, and just waves it off.
It's good to see you again, girl. How have you been?
I've been better. You have other things to tend to.
I mean, you can come in and join us for his recount on his adventures.
I've got so many things to tell you all about. And
Yeah,
Hey, what brings you this way?
a few things of a more serious nature. Aye, that sounds like a good thing. Same I'll be in the smith this whole time. Ha 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 ha! What
Is it-
I always
is
wanted.
Is it demons?
That's pretty spot on. Yeah, what about little Tink Tink?
Yeah, your cat.
No! Did you just kick the cat?
Gabe just kicked the cat all the way.
No, I did.
That's messed up.
No, that was clearly Gabe.
Look at this door.
I left it open.
Yeah, one side. He's not gonna fit through that.
He's not that
large.
Dude, that's 5. Whoa.
Look, he just has to move half speed for squeezing rules.
Oh my god.
All right, he'll drop the rest of his belly out. Oh, there we go.
You don't have
Plop
to
it
say
right on the
like,
table.
What kind of a table is this? It looks like king pillows. This is way too low to the ground.
well,
Yeah, it's a floor table.
No, it's
It's
not.
a gland table.
It's perfect size.
It's a what?
It's a gland table. It's from Glaeus. It's another continent.
Yeah, they made some sort of floor table.
So do I sit on the table?
No, you sit on the pillow.
He'll look at the pillow. I'm having way too much fun looking with him like this. He'll
God.
look at the pillow.
What have I done?
He'll look at this pillow. He'll look at that pillow. And then he'll go down and look at this pillow and Took.
You know, just take 2
He
pillows.
can take 2 pillows.
One
Yeah,
for
just
each
take
cheek.
I'm afraid I'll need 1 pillow for each of my massive hulking cheeks. Alright, making a makeshift seat.
Pincher.
He will slam into the tatami mats. And his belly will jiggle with power and vigor.
Do they have sumo in Glaeus?
No, that was something I did not. Sumo
Yeah.
was like, I didn't want to mess that up. They're really serious
yeah.
about sumo.
Of
But
course.
he is a fat man, and he will sit down. And he'll kind of rub his butt into the fucking pillows. That's nice. So, what are you, a lord now?
Well, I'm a vassal to Lord Tai.
Lord Tai, you say? I've heard
Indeed.
good things about the man. Honorable, warrior, all those good things. Oh, there's
He's
a
very
lot of...
strong.
His eyes will twinkle. Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
And how
I'd
would you
say
know?
I fought him.
He'll look away. I see.
Oh, no.
I wonder who's stronger.
If I had to guess with my experience in battle, I'd say definitely Lord Tai is stronger. But then again, I haven't fought you recently, so, you know.
But didn't this man just say he slayed a dragon?
Did you slay a dragon?
It
Or
was,
shit?
it was a drake, not a dragon.
Oh.
What's the difference?
Well, what happened?
A lot. A big... Oh, right. Okay, so... Hold on, I'm looking for other party members.
I was gonna grab snacks and bring them in.
Okay. Where'd Zu'el go?
He's apparently
right in
outside
front
the
of
tea
Zu'el in the
house.
brothel again.
Oh, yeah, he's in the
Oh my
brothel.
God.
For his sake, I hope not.
Again, it was the only place that I had to study. Like, you can't
And
study.
we fixed that. That's perfectly fine.
I know, not till after I finished studying.
Wait, where the hell are you?
I'm
He's right there.
Right
He-
here.
Oh,
For
you're
whatever
there.
reason, he
I'm
blends in
blending in.
really well with
Blending
like
with
the
the
flower
swamp.
palette. Yeah.
What? Because I'm green and purple, I automatically blend in with the other green and purples.
Yeah, I don't see him
Look,
at
I don't
all.
want to hear it. How many times have we lost my token because my character being blending in with the
Well, he's right
background?
next to coffee.
Yeah.
You go north of coffee, and I'm
Is
right
that
here.
the swamp, the pond in the lower left?
No, I don't see him anywhere.
Curious.
Just a rock.
Strange.
Anyway, so there I was, surrounded on all sides by orcs. Me and the lads wasn't sure if the Drake was gonna show up. These bastards had lured us into a false sense of security, they did. You see, the whole tribe was looking to get a piece of game big deal. I wasn't quite sure if I was gonna make it. Surrounded on all sides, I fought against the bastards, pushing and pawing. A whole cult it looked like it was. After I felled a few of them, the rest of them started running like a bunch of cowards, you see. I, being merciful and slightly injured, decided to let them leave. whilst I was resting underneath a large tree, trying my hardest not to succumb to my wounds from the traitors, I stood there, and I thought to myself, is this how you're going to die? Big deal? Are you going to die from some coward stitch in the back of your back, bleeding out on the roots of a tree? I don't know what it was about that moment. It felt as if my life would have ended had just a few things been different. All fails in fluid.
Oh my god.
But I decided to push through, because I had something to fight for. Ting, ting. Ah! Sorry. So I stood up, gritted my teeth, and before you knew it, I was walking through the forest again, and that's when the beast decided to strike. It came down the mountainside in a grand swing it did. Came running straight for us, burning through the oaks, tearing through us. I wasn't quite sure if we were going to make it through that one either. I lost a lot of good men and women in that fight. But we succumbed the beast, brought it straight down with my axe I did. Axe right through its brain. Ha ha! Oh, kind of acted out and slammed the table.
Oh.
Oh, it was wonderful. It was everything I ever wanted. And yet, I find myself wanting more now. More than a good fight.
And what is that?
Sometimes when we touch, the honesty is too much. And I have closed my eyes and fun.
Imagine that's like in his head.
Yes. Gabe will just look at Vale's eyes. And then he will say, "You, of course."
Me? I mean, I don't understand why. I mean, I'm quite exhausted and busy with my life. I'm not really a great person to be wanting like that.
Why?
I don't have a lot of free time on my hands. I'm always busy with shit going on around here.
So?
That doesn't mean much. People get busy sometimes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, what the miner said.
no, don't worry. He's an adult. He's a quarterling.
Aye.
But, yeah, well, you know, we can, I mean, oh boy, I mean, we can discuss that in private, I guess. There's a lot of things that we need to go over and talk about. But, first of all, how's the Lonely Inn doing? Did you stop on your way through?
Not good, I'm afraid. It seems that, well, there's no better way to put it. It looks like Elrond's finished.
Oh, what happened?
What happened?
Well, after the demon incursion, Elrond's contracts and agreements with the church were null and void. They made affirmations that it was one of his adventurers that caused it. And unfortunately, Elrond's strength has waned somewhat. As the demons came in, so did the adventurers that he depended on to have his back started to disperse. Had I been there when it occurred, I would of course fought for him. But one of the things that made our relationship beneficial was the ability to come and go as we meant and pleased. I'm afraid it looks like that Elrond is out of business.
Do you know where he is right now?
Well, he's still there. It's just now it's more of a
Inn.
church-occupied inn.
Ugh, that's depressing. Oh, did he give you anything for me if he knew you were coming here? I sent him a few letters.
Like I said, I wasn't able to actually get to him.
Oh. That's depressing. Well then, did you get my letter?
Kind of. I was told that you sent me some. Church has been confiscating all correspondence, however. Thankfully, each of the letters was read by the people before giving them over to the church, so someone was able to inform me that you sent me something. Which is why I'm here.
At least I was smart and careful with what I put in those letters. I had a feeling something like that could have happened. Well, he was just asking you to come down here and, if you're done with the adventuring thing, you know, the whole demons and all that happening up there, if you wanted to work on those crafting skills you wanted.
Well, I came
Craftsman, you say?
I came down here because I wanted to see you. What I'll end up doing, well, I suppose only time will tell. But,
Yeah.
I'm afraid it's not all pleasure that I've come as well, Vale. There are some things you should be aware of. Much along the lines of Elrond's current predicament, there's other things that I have seen. I bring it up to you, for you may find it pertinent. Along the way, I've been seeing some things. The church's occupation of the Broken Oaks is one thing to be concerned with. Along the way, I've also noticed an encroachment of the Brass Baron and his men. I've also seen a few villages that seem to be occupied by his men, and a few more that don't exist anymore.
That's a shame.
Indeed. Quite a few farms along my way I saw burnt out. I've come to tell you of this because it seems as if he's got his sights set on the Broken Oaks. I have no hate or love for the man, but he's got dangerous ambitions, ones that should be taken seriously.
Yes, well, we did receive scout reports about his activities of moving up through the crossroads and heading up northwards. I don't know what we're gonna have to do. We definitely can't take him on, but... man, I just don't know.
There's
I mean,
more.
wait for him to get in the way, then take him out.
Well, there's more to it than that, I'm afraid. With Mournhouse Civil War, there's been refugees pouring straight out of the city. Having nowhere else to go, they are either taking their chances in the Twisting Pines or pouring into the Broken Oaks. With that many refugees, the church will have plenty of supply of convertees. My worry is that should the church and the Brass Baron come to blows, it will be the people that live within the Broken Oaks, few as they are, that will come to suffer. Worse yet, if the Brass Baron is victorious, he'll have a stranglehold over the over the Broken Oaks, and possibly even into the Razor Cliffs. I've come to you because the adventurers of Elrond's Lonely Inn have all but scattered, and some of them have been turning to me for help and aid. Some of them have even been asking me to take the lead. I don't know exactly what that entails, but I've been in contact with a few factions that have been offering to take the adventurers of Elrond's Inn in and of themselves. One of which has been a representative from the Way of Glass, from the City of Glass itself, from the west. Others have come from the Brass Baron themselves. There's even another player that you should be aware of, I think.
Who's that?
Tell me, have you heard of the Golden Iris?
Yeah, we fought them a couple times. Well, when we were up at the Blood Mage.
I was hoping they weren't the same. I've been approached by them as well, and they've made quite the convincing argument. Foreigners they seem to be, from a land called Kalkatesh, bearing the semblance of their deity.
You mean your homeland?
Well, yes, but everyone here might not know what I'm talking about.
Meh.
Does everyone
Cool.
here know what it is that I'm talking about?
I'm not
Yeah,
exactly
sure.
sure.
Coffee's
Heard of
talking about it.
Kalkatesh.
Oh,
I haven't heard of Kalkatesh for a long while until I've joined this group.
does everybody know the name of the god then?
I believe we have found out at
Gabe will
Wait,
start to
have
look
you?
embarrassed, as if he had prepared a speech, and now it seems to not be applicable anymore.
I believe Coffee told us about that a while ago. So many things have happened.
Coffee will gently put her hand on shoulder. As always, continue. It is better for them to learn and know than for them to be left guessing. Go on.
Well, fine then. Olakin High is the god of madness from my homeland. From, well, our homeland, I guess. There, he is a dark god. I'll admit I don't know much about him. I've never really studied the gods. A little bit of Glory, a little bit of Rune Theris, a little Gaze in a Rock maybe, but not really a lot of the darker ones. The problem is, if there's anything to be said, Olakin High is quite effective. I am concerned that if we don't end up siding with someone, we'll be destroyed. So, I've come to you as an official capacity for the adventurers that are left over from Elrond's fall, from the loss of the inn. I've come to you in their capacity as their voice and their speaker. And I suppose as a friend. I don't know what to do. Joining a faction means that their fates are bound to that faction's as well. I would very much like to keep their freedom, but the only way this could be done is by freeing the inn and Elrond from his holy shackles. Such a thing, however, would cause quite a disturbance with the church. So you understand the predicament that I'm in.
Yeah, I see. I mean, how do you propose we go about freeing the inn?
Well, my wisdom tells me that maybe a deal of some kind could be made. But the warrior in me knows that they are not going to give up such a valuable position. Not for anything we can afford to pay. More likely than not, I think we'll have to take it by force.
There's a problem with that, though. Even somehow, if we've taken the tavern back, we'd be faced by another threat, which is the Brass Baron.
Precisely.
Unless of course, if we let both the church and the Brass Baron's army clash with each other, and then we, come in at a much later time and just finish them both off.
Well, that's just the problem, you see. If you allow the Brass Baron to take hold, his army will block your approach. And if the two of them came to blows, we would be in no position to stop them. The Brass Baron's men will move slowly but assuredly, and the church will respond in kind, sending whatever reserves that it has from Mournhall. You see, Took, my concern isn't that we let them fight each other and we take whoever is left. My concern is that we allow Elrond to be caught in the middle of it. If we restore Elrond to his position of freedom, the Brass Baron may think twice about attempting to take it. It is only because the Brass Baron doubts the church's ability to handle themselves in a military expedition that I believe he might strike. Church is full of priests, not soldiers used to fighting capable opponents.
I don't know about that. Church tends to fight quite a bit, especially with the war in Mournhowl.
The war in Mournhowl is because they didn't have the power to take it back. There are many that fear the church, but it's only because they don't see them for what they are. They're bullies. The best way to teach a bully a lesson is to punch them in the face.
I just don't know. Sounds very precarious. How do we restore Elrond, though?
My hope is that if we can clear the church from the inn and free Elrond, the adventurers will gather behind him. Their spirits will be restored, and perhaps we may be able to maintain our freedom in the Broken Oaks. But we would have to move quickly. The Brass Baron's marshalling his forces. I predict that they should arrive a fortnight or so, possibly longer than that if they are delayed.
Would it be possible to join up with the rebels to take on the church?
Take too long.
I thought about doing that, but the rebels are disjointed. They can agree that they hate the church, but they can agree on little else. Each of the different cells of the rebellion seem to believe in one thing or the other. And with your own Lord ties to them being ambiguous at best, I would hate to bring Haikyo into any sort of conflict as well, unless it could be absolutely necessary.
Well, we don't
Wait,
have the
Lord Ty is
strength
a
to
rebel?
take on.
From what I know,
Nani?
From what I know, he is not a rebel himself, or perhaps he is, I don't know. All I know is that the official viewpoint of others is that he is allied with the rebels, for he guards their gate. But you would know the man better than I.
I mean, that's a fair assumption, you know. We are closer to the City of Glass than anything else. And he seems like a very honorable man. It seems like it'd be hard for him not to try to, at least, not align himself with the church.
So we're inadvertently tied with the rebels.
Well, yeah, just by geographical location.
Well, not only that, but because of your title with Lord Ty, whatever action you take is going to be, an action from Ty as well.
And vice
I'm
versa.
very well aware of this, Tuke. Thank you.
I think if I dig far enough, we can make it to the other side.
Probably.
I'm surprised you're here right now, honestly, Holden.
I had to come up from the hole to help make some stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm surprised
Remember,
to
I'm
see you.
supposed to work
I
on the
haven't
sword.
seen you in weeks.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't seen you for about 3 weeks now.
Well, you got 6 more days, Vale.
6 more days, Vale. Well, I think if we can get a few days, we can get everything ready, and we might be able to set out and free Elrond. I mean, I at least think, I don't know about you guys, but I believe that we should help him out.
I'm
And
happy.
I'd like to help the man out.
I second that.
Well,
Gabriel,
I am
I
happy.
was curious. Sorry.
Go on.
As I understand it, you haven't spoken to Lord Ty about this yet,
No,
correct?
we're
I
just finding
am
out about this
asking.
now.
I am asking Gabriel if he has approached Lord Ty about this.
Well, no, I wanted to approach Vale first about it. I don't really know the man, and I would rather discuss it with his vassal in a political term first. Besides, Vale understands better than Lord Ty, I suspect, that what it means to be a mercenary, and of her tie to Elrond as well. I will admit that my position to beseech for the adventurers is a difficult one. I have not the skills or acumen for such diplomatic work. I'd rather just kill the enemies, but I know that's not always the path to take. I am happy to hear that you are supportive of Elrond. The man The man is a good man and has done much for the people of Corvinus, more than they would ever understand. But he is alone, and the adventurers are fickle. There needs to be a clear leader that rises above them, that will actually aid him. They have chosen me, and I do not think I'm the man for the job, but I'll do it right if I can. If you agree to help free Elrond, then we may yet save the broken oaks from the yokes of a new master.
All right. I think we can manage that. There'll be a few stipulations, but I think we can do that.
Well, discuss what you need to with your lord. And let me know what he has to say.
Oh, no, I was more talking about you.
What do you mean?
I mean, some stipulations like being able to supply the armaments to the Lonely Inn and contracts of that nature being prioritized for us.
Oh. Well, I'm sure Elrond would be not in a position to argue any favorable terms.
No, that's what I thought. Well, I will go have a nice long conversation with Lord Ty. Again. This is like, what, 3 times today? My goodness. I would ask you if you'd like to join me for this conversation. I think your input could be quite helpful.
Well, if you think it best, sure.
He might have questions about the situation up there that I have not asked.
All right.
All right, and with that, I'm going to turn to Holden. Make sure you try to get as much done as you can with preparations for equipment and such.
I got the lad and the lass a fresh batch of bolts and arrows, couple of them. So I guess next thing I'm working on is your sword.
Yes. And, yeah. Let's head out, shall we, Gabe?
All right, then.
You okay?
Oh, I'm choosing music. Hold on. Music.
I was asking Gabe.
Yeah, I know. Just give me a second.
He's eyeing the cookies. You can have some.
We brought a tray of food and drink. The man has options. Or he'll drink them all.
I'd suggest those cookies. Those things are lit.
What's lit?
Wait, those are masterwork. We need those.
All right, Gabe will stand.
Just, here, I'll help you. Here, just turn sideways.
Tuck it in.
Suck it in, big boy.
Anyone else think she just wanted him to go talk to Ty so she could get some alone time with him before they got there?
I wouldn't be surprised if she challenged if they had like a 3-way fight.
All right, what do you guys do?
Oh.
Okay, I didn't hear them.
I said they probably have a 3-way.
Fight.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Grass.
Heading home.
Okay.
So we have like 3 days, right?
Well, what are you guys doing before I move over there?
Gonna go work on Vale's sword.
Okay.
How long would it take to retrain my skills and the attribute score?
That depends on what you're retraining and where and all of that, but it'll take a while. So what are you trying to train?
I was gonna retrain my insight for either medicine or nature, but I just have to talk to Coffee first about it.
Insight to nature is a week. Insight to medicine is 3 days.
Huh.
And attributes, what are you trying to change?
I was gonna change from the 14 from strength into intelligence.
You have a 16 in strength, or are you counting your orc bonus there?
Oh yeah, the from the array.
Okay. So 14 into intelligence, and then you're taking the 12 from intelligence and putting it where?
Into strength, and since I have another +2 from the orc stuff, it'll be 14. So.
Yeah, so you just want to do 14.
Yeah, pretty much 14.
That'll be another week on top of that.
Oh, never mind. You know what? I'll just continue studying up on that. What do you call it? The Arcadum. See how it works with getting magic from the blood curse.
Sounds good.
Alright, cool.
You know what? I will go help him do that.
Nice.
You two are gonna be nerds and study.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. And what about you, Coffee?
You're
Don't.
close to the mic.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my character sheet on the second monitor, and I'm over here like, I don't know what the frick to do. So that's gonna.
Oh wait. Hey, Coffee. Here's a book you might find useful. Stole it off one of the mages we defeated. You might be able to get some spells out of it. I don't know if I can. It's useless to me.
Train the baby.
Oh my God. The fuck?
Bring it to dig.
God damn it! So yes, I will likely study those spells and look at Zu'el awkwardly at the whole. You're not the kind of person who would keep things that are useless to you, but all right, cool. See what I could do
Well,
with this.
it wasn't useless until I read what was in it, and then it became useless. There you go.
Speaking of books and things, I was trying to be kind about the notes. Do you, or he, or Vale have them?
None of us have them. Vale gave it to Eason before he left.
You'll see a bit of annoyance flush over her face as she patiently closes her eyes. All right.
Did you want to read them?
I wanted to understand why the first people I was with were brutally slaughtered, or God only knows what, and why I was going to be utilized. I wanted to better understand the process and the whole thing behind that chaos, because if it is needless blood magic, then I would rather know that it was needless blood magic and have a bit of closure.
Oh, it wasn't needless. I mean, he was trying to figure out a way to rip magic from people's blood so that way they would become just normal people and not have to be chased around by the church. That was the whole point of it.
Her brow will furrow.
And then we killed him. Yay.
Hold on!
Hurt.
I don't think that would have been a viable option for every.
I mean, everybody has a little bit of magic in their blood, whether or not they know it. This strips it all out.
She'll continue to look horrified every time you mention that. Yes, but how do I put this delicately?
Don't just say it.
I'm not some human who you can just rip magic from. If I didn't have magic, I don't think that I would be me. I'd be something worse, less, different. I don't think I could.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Louder.
I am not some human whose magic can get ripped out and everything will be fine. I am very much, though this is solely me speaking from a very biased opinion, that if such horrors were inflicted upon someone like me, it would not be a human left behind. It would be worse than a husk.
Yeah, and that was the issue he was running into, is everybody that he tried to do this on inadvertently died. But strangely enough, Took was somehow able to figure out kind of how to do it.
Wait, are you guys in the same in the... Is Took near you guys?
Yeah, you... Sure.
Oh, okay.
You're right there.
Oh, okay.
She's just gonna
yeah.
fold her arms and look wearily at Took.
Yeah, I've read through it, and well, it's not necessarily just to hide from the church, but also it's they call it a blood curse for sorcerers, and it seems like it normally some don't survive from the magic that they have, and this cure for the blood curse can save their lives. Aside from being prosecuted from the church.
Well, that and like the mutations that their bodies get, because I've seen some of them and they're pretty gnarly. Like
Yes, but this is Corvanians, not my kind. Right? Shall Archie
Well, I don't know
look
about
out
that.
between the two?
I don't know about that, but just sorcerers in particular have quite the harsh, magic problem that can cost them their lives.
That is tragic, and I could see the benefit of that there, but I don't see the benefit of that being applied to anyone from my quarter of the realm.
I don't think it was to benefit you. It was to benefit
what
him.
I'm saying is that I don't believe this was made initially for benefit. I believe this was initially made to cull invokers.
I mean, technically, the magic has to go somewhere, right? So it's taking magic and putting it into someone else.
That is more likely to be far more deadly than someone trying to stabilize.
Well, I mean, it's the research on it isn't complete, so they were trying to, complete the research in order to actually do it safely.
Yeah, but then, and that's why I didn't want to give it to anybody, because more than likely, regardless if we gave it to the rebels or the church, somebody was going to use it for bad. They're just going to use it to increase their power over the other, to try to win the quote-unquote war.
Yeah.
But I'm not in charge. Vale gave it up. I thought it was kind of dumb.
Saturn, well, I don't know if it's completely possible, but there might be a chance that this can, the magic that's taken from someone can be put into like an item or a weapon to make it more powerful.
Or another person to make them more powerful.
Yeah.
So, like what Eason was doing when he was dispersing his exposure and whatnot to the gauntlet?
similar but not the same. He was taking the residual magic somebody was giving off from their spellcasting. This strips it from the body itself.
The more I hear about this, the more it feels like a weapon, like a arrow that with terrors untold.
I mean, that could be said for anything.
This is very true.
Like, this chair could be a weapon. It was made for sitting, but you break off a leg, you can knock somebody over the head with it and kill them. It's all in how you use it.
Yeah, and another example, if you want to see it more of a good thing, is that if someone has lost all their magic, and then there's someone else who is suffering from it, we could always just transfer the magic from the one that's suffering and put it into the person that actually wants the magic.
This is true.
Wait. Could we do that?
I mean, who knows? It hasn't really been done at all. It's all experimental. We have to find out first.
Even I was reluctant to use magic for so long.
Like a tool.
Huh?
Meanwhile,
Back on the other side of the map.
Vale, you approach Jacom.
Jacom, I'm heading with Gabe to talk to Lord Ty. You know what to do. Keep up the good work.
Yes, milady.
Also, make sure my group's ready to head out within a few days. Make sure they're on top of that and not slacking. I know, you know how those two boys are.
I'll do what I can to drag him out of the hole.
I know.
He's small enough to fit in the hole.
Jacome just goes to pet the
No!
His weakness, no,
He
the
can
dwarves.
reach me. Oh, dude, you can go under this tree. Oh, sick. Look at that. I'm
Yeah,
under the
you
tree.
didn't. Yeah,
Can't see me, bro. I'm under the tree.
I know, right?
Hold on, am I fat?
I'm hiding.
I'm too fat.
Oh my. What have you done, Necro? You've let him have too much fun with these tokens and map.
I know.
Hold on. I can see her.
Jesus
I can
I
see
feel like
her.
I hold on.
I can smell her. I can smell you.
I can smell you.
I swore someone was looking at me.
There you see her.
Sitting there across the way. She don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her.
Oh, so,
Don't know why, but you're dying. Yes.
So Gabe, if you're ever looking for some interesting weapons, we're having some budding and aspiring smiths working on some stuff.
Sounds good.
Show him your new sword.
Tell him about the Dragon Slayer lance. I can do it.
I get the feeling that I must tell you about this really cool lance we got. It's
Tell him
meant
about the
specifically-
dragon slaying lance.
it's not
Vale,
specifically
tell
for
him about
dragon
fucking
slaying. All right, Gabe.
If only you had that one earlier.
Make sure you take your shoes off.
We haven't made it yet, though.
What? Why?
It's customary here. It's part of the culture.
Is it like a foot fetish thing?
No, it's, you leave your dirty shoes here, that way the inside of the house is clean.
All right. He'll take his boots off, and you will see that he has feet
Can he
with,
reach his boots?
with cornea that are... It looks worse than having his boots on. He'll crack his feet. Oh, that's much better.
You should take better care of your feet, my friend.
Well,
Slide the door. Follow me.
Ah, so she's in defeat.
This one's much bigger. Don't even act like you can't fit. You motherfucker.
Tries to T-pose in.
What's wrong, Gabe?
hold on. I can make this work.
Oh my god, he's not that fat. I swear to God, the next time
He knows enlarge, reduce.
My, God.
All right, he unsucks his gut. Wait, hold on. I'm still not size appropriate. There we go.
Oh my God. You can actually, if you right click, there's actually a sizing option on the left side. Little arrow thing you can enlarge and reduce quickly.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Wait, hand. Oh God. Help.
Combat rolls.
Yeah. I gotta say though, I want one of these ponds installed. They're so pretty and the fish are so wonderful. Lord Ty.
Enter.
Hi. I brought a guest with me. I don't know if you've heard of him. Gabe Big Deal.
Gabe Big Deal. I have not. Greetings, your lordship. Name's Gabe Big Deal. I'm a pretty big deal. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. I'll sit next to Vale.
His head's under my butt.
Yep, he sits closer than... He sits very close to Vale.
Oh my goodness.
Just fucking stares down this Thai guy who he has not... He has recognized as handsome.
Oh
Gotta
God.
assert his dominance over his female.
That's right.
Oh my fucking God, I hate my life.
He'll lean over the table with his gut kind of bumping into the table. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir. I'm an old friend of Vale's.
We come here because he is the, well, I guess de facto head of the adventurers currently, as the, I don't know if you've heard about Elrond and the inn being kind of held by the church right now.
I have heard reports that the church has increased its presence, but you're saying that Elrond Truefire, the proprietor of the Lonely Inn, is a prisoner of the
Well,
church?
I wouldn't say prisoner, but his establishment has been taken over, and if de facto, it's semi like a prison, I guess.
He
for
basically
him.
doesn't have any freedom, sir, to do what he used to do and what he likes. I see. And you are the leader of the adventurers that were once under his purview. Yes, sir, I am. They've put their faith in me to do what is best for them. And I intend to try my best to do that. Indeed. Sip. Tell me, Vale. What is it that you think of this situation?
Well, personally, it doesn't sit right having Elrond be in a position like that. He's a good man, and he deserves better than that. And with the Brass Baron heading up to that direction with his men, if we let him get there, there's a good chance that he could take over the inn himself.
And how do you feel about that, Gabriel? Well, if you must know, I don't think the Broken Oak should be ruled by anyone, not even Elrond. Although he didn't really rule it, he more of provided for everyone. That the freedom that the people felt there, that they had, it's more important to me than almost anything else.
God damn.
I see. Might I ask a more difficult question? Alright. What exactly is the church doing that is holding him hostage? Well, I mean, they're all over the place. None of me apostate buddies can drink and work, and Elrond is having to serve them. I see. So you're saying that Elrond, despite being provided with business, is unable to allow the business of those that you deem worthy of his business. What? Well, it's not quite the same, is it? They're not able to do any contracts. Is the church performing contracts? Well, I don't know for certain, but why would they? They're the church. Indeed. I do not doubt that you are insulted by your dear friend's current predicament, and perhaps you are correct in presuming that the church is being unfair to him. But you don't know for certain, do you? No, I suppose I don't know for certain. But enough of me old mates have come and told me so. Why would everyone lie? Because it is the church, of course. They are the antagonist in most of these people's story. Now, I will not pretend that I have any love for them, but we must also not be blinded by the emotions of others. If we are to strike, then we are to do so justly and precisely. For you are correct. The Brass Baron is marshalling his forces. The church marshals there, though they may be spread thin. War is coming. That much is certain. But how and where shall the people of Hykio be found upon them? That is the true question, and the only question that matters to myself and to any vassal that serves me. Sip. All right, make me an insight check, Valentina.
All right. Oh my god.
Never mind.
Fuck my life.
You can see that
I'm
Gabe.
checking you out.
You can see that Gabe is not really happy with those answers, but doesn't possess the articulation to explain why. You will see that he flexes his fist a little bit under the table.
You see here, Ty, I know Elrond does not view the church very favorable, and I know that he's done everything in his power to keep them out of the Lonely Inn. And I fear if the Brass Baron's able to hold and take over the Lonely Inn, it makes our position where we are even more dangerous.
I do not disagree with you, Vale. The Brass Baron taking the inn and performing a stronghold within the Broken Oaks would give them passage over the three great rivers. Trade could be cut off from the Razor Cliffs, and indeed, a two-pronged attack could be performed upon the cascade itself, the very gate towards the west. The Brass Baron is also a more capable military combatant than the church's complacent generals. But we must also not forget that the church holds the heart of many of the people. The Brass Baron is seen as an upstart by many, myself included. We must be careful of whom we put our ties with, which is why it is imperative that before any decision is made, that we hear from my contact within Demon's Deep. Any day now, they should be sending an entourage to discuss diplomatic terms. If we are able to sway the dwarves in our favor, we will have a position to promote our own leverage. If, and only then, will we be in a position to help your friend and not put all of Hykio in danger. So you're saying that the dwarves have to join our side if we're going to have any hope of saving Elrond? Indeed. Without Demon's Deep at our side, we will not have a valuable ally to help stem the tide of the Brass Baron. And, perhaps, if we are lucky, their ancient treatises with the Church might be able to hold off any more unfortunate indoctrinations. Expansion must be kept in check, but we must do so where we do not put this village in jeopardy. Well, I guess I can't disagree with that. But I got a question for you, Lord Ty. Go on. What if that fails? What if the dwarves stick to what they've always done? Hid in their mountains and fought demons on their own terms? If the dwarves don't provide us aid, do you intend to let Elrond suffer his fate? I intend to do what is best for Hykio. Fine then.
Interesting.
Make me another insight check, Vale.
Fan, please.
All right.
Man.
Unfortunately, with those insights, this is all I can tell you. From the table, from what you can see, socially speaking, it seems that there are two political viewpoints that are currently being presented. One of law and one of chaos. Tai, being the proponent of law, does not wish to create any warfare where there doesn't need to be any, despite of how just it might be. He does not have the tie to Elrond that Big Deal does. Tai sees Elrond as a much smaller political entity than either the Brass Baron nor the Church. To put his own village at risk for this man, under the premise of a promise of some ragtag group of adventurers being able to aid him in the future, is quite a precarious position when dealing with the organized military of the Brass Baron and the organized religion of the Church of Netheria. You sense that he's in agreement that either one of them controlling the Broken Oaks is not ideal, but you also get the feeling that Tai is far less likely to put Haikyo into a position where either one would treat him as an enemy. In fact, after comparing your other past conversations, it is actually far more likely that Tai would choose to ally with one of them in order to maintain his political position and the safety of Haikyo. And your own warrior's training, after having been under his tutelage, tells you that if you remove emotion, it is the most logical choice to make. That allying yourself with one of the larger powers and successfully predicting which one shall win is the best position that Haikyo could be in as a political entity. However, on the other hand, you have the chaotic approach from Gabe Big Deal. Gabe is by no means a fool, but you also know him to be more along the lines of fighting the enemy rather than dealing with them. The return of Elrond to his position and the Adventuring Guild would give subsequent freedom to the people in the area, but it would no doubt anger one, if not both, of these major political entities, putting the people of Haikyo at risk. But Gabe's proposal is stationed in the sense of what is security without freedom, and being willing to risk it all for the better life. Things for Vale to think on as the meeting draws to its close.
Well, I do have some ties to the Demon's Deep, so that might give us a little bit of an edge in these talks. And, I don't know. I don't think that the dwarves would be too happy with the church or the Brass Baron sitting right outside their doors.
Tai will respond, hence why it is important that their entourage make it very clear on their position. I am afraid that we do not have the information we require to act, Gabe. I hope that you will at least wait until we have that information. I'll wait as long as I can, my lord. You have your people to take care of, and I have mine. Agreed. Sip. Thank you for your time. And Gabe will get up. He won't bow, but he will salute. Tai will then turn towards Vale and will ask a simple question. An old flame of yours?
We haven't really done much besides, we went on a little date.
And yet I can sense his admiration for you.
Yeah. Well,
Tai will take a long sip.
well, I mean, it does work in our favor if we do get the inn reinstated.
Indeed. The open of trade would be most fortunate for Haikyo.
Absolutely.
But it is not better at the cost of the political ire of two of the most aggressive political movers on this side of the continent. Elrond, at the end of the day, is but one man. One man with a singular N, and perhaps 3 to 4 dozen people at his command. The Brass Baron commands thousands, and comes from an old family line that will not easily be challenged, and the Church is the Church. Slow it might be, bureaucratic it might be, but effective it ultimately shall be as well.
Absolutely.
When fighting amongst giants, Vale, it is best to mind where they step, and where they might fall. He'll take another sip.
I'll Vale ponder on that.
In either
Those
case,
are-
go on.
I was gonna say those are quite wise words to heed by. Well,
He'll
either
nod.
way, I'll wait for your summons when your contact arrives.
Indeed. And Vale,
Yes.
he's a fine match, he says.
That's. Oh, I'm just going to.
Damn, that diss though.
I'm angry and good.
Wait, don't forget to put your boots back on.
Meanwhile, back at the fucking thing here. Where'd you go, Holden? In the hole?
It's fine.
I'm in the forge.
He's in the
I'm in
mine.
the forge.
I don't see. Oh, there you are. You have a new token now.
Yes.
It's much smaller.
That's magnificent. Oh, it's the same size. Still smaller than Telry's.
Ting 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 ting.
Ting 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 ting.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging hole, digging hole, digging.
Wait, we're not digging though, Rhea.
Oh, you're right.
Forging.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole, digging, digging hole, digging.
No, I am enough.
And it was never seen.
And I fill in the hole.
I am the elf and I'm filling in the hole. Fucking elf.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. So, another day passes before the Dwarven entourage arrives.
Oh, I was gonna say before I left, I go back to Lord Ty and ask him what he thinks about hosting the talks at my estate. Seeing all the dwarves around might give us a little bit of an edge.
He doesn't disagree with that and agrees to it.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right.
Give me just a second. Role play amongst yourselves. I've got to do something with Ghaz here.
Ghaz, who's that?
Hit the thing.
Who could that be? I don't know.
Fold the steel, heat the steel, fold the steel, heat the steel, quench the steel, fold the steel.
So everything's set for his sheet
I think
other than
Heat.
I think I
just
figured it
the
out.
roll
Too.
for health, I
Fold,
think.
fold.
There's something
what?
called the mitochondria. That's apparently the powerhouse of the cell. So that must be where all the magic is stored. So maybe if we pull the magic from this mitochondria, we can then shoot it out entirely.
Where the hell are they? coffee.
I wonder if demons have that.
Well, according to this book, everything is made up of these little
Well.
things called cells.
Oh,
and
there
all
you
cells
are.
have these mitochondria, along with other things too.
How are you doing?
I am doing well. I just got done feeding the child.
Give him a little bit of a pet.
Arcada's not here to do the noises. I tried.
That was pretty good. Honestly, I thought it was him.
Hold on. Where the? What are we?
Hungry.
Mother, we require violence. Bring us violence.
Oh, the kids these days.
We need.
I wouldn't try it if I were you.
I just fed you.
I mean, you didn't like the cookies the last time I gave you something.
Carnivores are carnivores, I suppose.
What if we can come up with some meat cookies or something?
I have attempted the buns. I do not know if they will work.
Oh, bun. Oh, I want one of these. What? Go on.
Well, I need to see if they will like the buns first before I go giving them to you.
Is it meat buns?
But we have
Yes.
Gabe Big Deal for taste testing now.
Yes, yes, we
Barbecue
do.
meat buns
I'm sure he'd just say everything's delicious, honestly.
from
I-
North Carolina.
Don't know. Never know. Alright. So, Medima is mostly, if not completely, fed with the meat that he is accustomed to. Coffee will offer a meat bun that she divides in equal amounts in her hands and offers it so that way the heads can peck at it out of her hand.
Heck, they're gonna like vacuum cleaner the thing.
I would not be surprised, but I'm still gonna hold my fingers together and keep my palms flat because I'm not a fool and I've been around too many horses.
They just suckle on it. What do you mean?
Don't say suckle.
Suckle.
Sort of intensify. You know, I thought he was here. That's on me.
Nice. They liked it.
Hey,
Nice.
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 I hope those meat buns don't awaken anything in them.
Well, that just means
Well.
that they like curry powder.
Well, just let me know if anything comes up.
If you want any of the meat buns, they should be on the flat tray over in the tea house.
I'll
I make
grab
them
a
in
couple.
batches so you can enjoy.
Oh, excellent. Yes, with us heading out either way soon, make sure that the food preparations are all set.
That was part of the plan while you were away at Ties.
Oh, good. Also, I've already gotten ahead and had the boys make you a bunch of your arrows and stuff. I know you've been practicing quite a bit lately.
I did have something I wanted to bring up with you. And I mean this in the most delicate way possible. She'll pinch the bridge of her nose. Why? Just, I want to understand your viewpoint. Full disclosure.
Yes.
Why did you think it was important to give Eason, an individual who specializes in runes, notes that pertain to magic that aren't, as far as I have been told and understand, not runes?
Well, it wasn't for him to use, it was for him to take to the Glass City and find someone who would be appropriate for the notes to be utilized.
That makes more sense.
As it stood as it was, I didn't want to hold on to something like that. It was just too toxic. I mean, word gets out that we have that kind of research. The church and everyone else wants to take it for their own vicious control. That and Took was already talking about finding bodies and experimenting on people.
Excuse me.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Only within reason.
Only within reason.
You're not helping me here, dude. Jesus Christ, bro.
And I'm not one for dishonoring the dead. So I thought it was best to get rid of it. I fear that
It's not.
if people find out that we're the ones who dealt with the blood mage and the notes are missing, that eventually word gets around that, you know, they might be here. I don't want whoever would be looking for them to find them.
I see.
And I couldn't think of anyone better to give it to than to hand it off to Eason to deliver to someone. And I'll be honest, I am also hoping that this will give us some sort of, at least, contact and trade with the City of Glass. Who knows what kind of research and stuff they have for the smithing boys.
A part of me worries that this in itself is its own ignition of flame, but I understand your viewpoint a bit better, and I understand their viewpoint a bit better. I just
Well, I
despise
did
the fact that I didn't become more bold about inquiring.
Oh, well, I didn't know you wanted to look at them.
I usually don't dabble in magic.
Yeah.
Fun. That had to change.
That being said, I did consider just burning the notes, but
That would have
at the
been
same
bad.
time,
Bullshit. Excuse me.
I actually did.
Mm.
I considered that, but I figured it would be too much of a dishonor for the ones who had given their lives and had their bodies defiled by the mage. I'm hoping that Eason can find someone in the City of Glass who could potentially complete the research with their already existing knowledge.
And then you're having Took and Zu'el conduct research. It's a scholarly curiosity? Because they seem to have quite the lovely heading.
Well, as long as they keep it to just books and stuff and not actually bodies, I am okay with that. But if you notice anything, let me know, please, because I don't know.
If
I
I
don't-
notice anything, they might find that they are missing a few things. That's it.
You know, that's fair.
I cannot condemn someone for hunting knowledge. I
Give another
condemn
pet to
them if they
Minnie Ma.
abuse it.
My goodness, you're just so cute.
I'm hoping to eventually learn a spell to make them smaller, or to make the roasts bigger. I have a theory that if I make the roasts bigger, it'll fill him sooner.
If you do what?
I am told that there is a spell that can help things grow bigger in
I'm back.
size.
Oh, yeah.
And I was hoping to acquire this so that way I could perhaps maximize the meat storage, if you will, and give him essentially a large carcass, and then he can eat that. And if the magic works, then
I don't think it's permanent, is it? Wouldn't it just...
I don't know. But it
Hmm.
is one of those experiments I wanted to try because we have
I mean, if you do
resources to
that, that could
continue
save us a
feeding.
lot of money.
Yes, part of the reason why I wanted to master it. That, and I believe it would have a great deal of advantage.
Well, I'm gonna go get some meat buns and share them with Gabe.
Alrighty.
I get the meat buns.
She just took your beet buns, bro. The fuck?
I made
told me
an
to.
entire tray. There's plenty.
Alrighty.
You must be hungry.
Divvy off and get the others their food.
So we got a lot of stuff to get done today. At this point, Gabe will eat, but you notice that he is quite distracted, even if he is happy to be in your presence. It seems that the man that you know him from before, free and seeking to fight a dragon and full of stories, has now matured quite a bit. It would seem that it is heavy on his brow, what he has been tasked with.
It's not easy having people you have to take care of and lead.
Mama.
Oh my god. Alright, what are you two doing?
Oh, us?
Yeah. Anything else you guys are doing?
It's just a research.
Just researching?
We're
Alright.
waiting for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, we gotta get the magic out of this mitochondria. So maybe figured out a way to break down the cellular wall without destroying the cell and having it heal up. I don't know.
Oh, maybe with this knowledge we might be able to take demonic exposure from people and like take it out.
Yeah, because there is all kinds of exposure. So
Yeah. Maybe we might be able to refine it to specifically target what magic we can take out.
what happens when we take corrupted magics and exposure out of a demon? Do they just die, or do they become something else?
That's a good question. Because when we kill demons,
I have never wanted to
think
take a stamp and stamp the screen with heretical in my entire life as hard as I am right now, dude.
What do you mean? How is that heretical?
Heretical. Keep going, I'm sorry.
How is that? We're trying to cleanse the world of demons here.
Oh, does Took note that if when demons are killed, they go back to their plane, or
No,
what?
no. You don't know anything about these, apparently.
Okay.
You know they disappear. You don't
Okay,
know-
so they do
you don't know-
disappear.
Well, yeah, they disappear. You don't know what that means.
Okay. Well, when my tribe was fighting demons, and I the tracker to try and stamp them out or find them. Every time we tried to kill them, or at least think we've managed to have the killing blow, they just disappear, just poof.
Yeah.
So I don't know what would happen if we take all their demonic magic out of them. I don't know if they'd still disappear, or they might actually just have a dead corpse.
Good question. Something to explore,
Ooh.
despite how heretical that is.
Well, the
Oh,
main
yes.
the main question, Took, is what do we do with that corrupted exposure and magics when we take it out of them? We got to put it somewhere. And I
That is
didn't
true.
me.
No, definitely not. We're not gonna be putting that demonic magic into anyone.
Yes, because
However-
it's heretical.
Yes, of course. However, maybe, just maybe, we might be able to find or create an object that can sustain that massive amount of magic.
Maybe some kind of orb that could purify corrupted energy.
Well, I don't know about purifying, but just at least to contain it, so that we can find a way to, purify it. Just, I guess, turning the demonic magic into natural magic. I don't know if that's possible or not.
Yeah, like I said, an orb that would take the magic we rip out of a demon and we put it in the orb, and then the orb purifies the magic.
Sure. I mean, that we'd have to have some sort of contraption to actually make such a thing. Unless if we manage to find one. But I doubt we'll be lucky enough to do that, to find that.
Yeah, if only there was maybe there's some kind of druid contraption that stores magic.
Yeah,
That's
maybe the one...
Hmm.
Well, there is this grove that we found. Maybe there's something in there that can actually do that. Or maybe we can make our own. But that requires a lot of artificing.
Yeah, let's stick to one task at a time. Let's I'd say we nail down this ripping out exposure without killing the subject thing first, and then
Yes.
then we
Yes,
move on
of
from
course.
there.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, time begins to pass. Day turns to night. And the next morning comes. Gabe spends the night alone, deep in his thoughts. And so, we move to the next morning, in which the Dwarven entourage is to arrive. Alrighty. In the early mornings, Jacome will approach Vale. Milady.
Yes, Jacome?
A few things. We received word that an entourage from Demon's Deep should be arriving within a few hours. I think that it is best that I am not here when they do.
Is there a particular reason?
As much as I would like to see my kin again, I think my presence would be a detraction or a distraction from your effectiveness.
Why would that be?
I did not leave my home because I wanted to.
Ah. I see. Well, you know, you could always spend a little bit of time getting stuff. And, why don't you spend some time in the mine?
If it is within your wishes, I would like to spend this time. I would like to spend this time praying.
All right. Do you pray to anyone in particular?
A foreign god. He looks nervous talking about it.
That doesn't bother me. I mean, a couple of my friends are like Izukin worshippers.
Well, I follow a foreign god, the god of forgiveness and redemption. They call him Varen.
I've never heard of this Varen. But you can do as you wish, as long as it doesn't cause any issues. I mean, if you're just gonna pray to him, I don't see any reason. Should I be worried?
I was banished from Demon's Deep, but they do not have jurisdiction here. Despite that, I think it best that I'm not here when you discuss such political ramifications. I would hate to be a deterrent or distraction. And my worship should not interfere with anything, no.
Oh, well then, feel free to worship whoever you please. I'm not one to tell you what to believe in.
Thank you,
Make me no
my
worse
lady.
than the church.
If it is all the same, I have finished preparations. I've informed the guard to let them in, and to keep an eye on them to make sure there are no shenanigans. I have also increased our watch upon our western flank. Specifically, yes. I have made an order for a spyglass to assist in this.
Yes, absolutely. I was considering some things, perhaps maybe making a small little outpost up there that we could have an alarm ring if any danger should approach from either side. I mean...
A fine idea, my lady. Fine. I shall see what I can do about contracting some dwarves to help us build it.
Doesn't have to be right away, as long as we're keeping an eye out that way. At least when Coffee's not here.
He will salute, and then await to be dismissed.
I'll pat him on the shoulder real quickly. Don't be too hard on yourself, Jacome. You're a good man.
Jacome will stoically nod, although you sense he doesn't fully believe that.
What am I gonna do with him?
Oh my god,
All right.
emotions. Whoa.
Oh my goodness, wow.
Alright, Gabe has set his fat ass in here. Look at that wide boy. An absolute unit. Alright, what do you two do? It's getting about time for the dwarves to arrive.
Who?
Us
You,
again?
the one the camera is on.
Okay.
See the camera.
Yeah, I can't see the camera.
You. What do you
So
mean?
have we finished?
It's where the camera is.
I don't know what that is.
All right, you smartasses.
What? I'm not looking at the stream. I can't see where the camera is.
Yeah. Like what camp?
But your view is changed by what my view is,
No.
It didn't
isn't
change.
it?
No.
No.
Oh, that's how I've been up here just doing my stuff
All
this whole
right.
time.
Well, in that case, I pick you up and put you in here. There you go. Look at that.
My view actually keeps
research.
Come here, Holden.
my view keeps
No.
changing over to the tokens that are texting.
He
Oh,
won't.
you can turn that off.
Panda
You
speaker.
I can't move him out of the fucking blacksmith.
There's a wall. It blocks me too.
Yeah, you
you
turn
Hi.
the door.
Yeah, but normally the GM can bypass wall stuff.
Apparently not in the blacksmith with Holden.
No, it's
He
they
puts his foot
line
down.
the walls with impenetrable forces that move them outside
I
of it.
feel like
However
I'm
you-
being moved against one. He digs his pickaxe in. No!
No!
You can't take me.
How do you disable that feature there?
Go to configure settings.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. What? Why is it not pulling it up for me now? Oh, here it is. And then you go to core. You scroll down a little bit, you'll see something called pan to speaker, like the fourth option down. You just uncheck that and save changes.
Oh, pan to token speaker.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Finally. Okay, cool.
All right. Hello, Kapheira. Are you...
So what do we find out on the first day of research?
Nothing yet. You just started.
Yeah, don't we roll for the first day?
Yes.
No.
It's. I'm getting the other
It's got
player
bigger
in.
things.
Took.
We're getting there. Patience.
I'll roll when it's time. All right. I understand what you're doing. Okay.
Okay.
Don't make me
discovered-
go and bust out the shushing
Oh my
finger.
God, dude, we got.
We
you know
discovered the
how-
mitochondria, Arcadum.
We
OMG.
now have 2 miney boys and 2 sciencey boys. Oh my God! Look at the token.
Who the fuck is that? Oh, it's coffee.
Coffee.
She's in
Dude,
her
look at
uniform.
that. She's got so many tokens now. Oh my.
Oh my god, look at this thing. Look at
I
that.
know, right?
Oh fuck!
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude. Whoa.
Waymaker
whoa.
killed this one.
He said that took him 2 hours.
Oh, guy,
The fuck?
Yeah.
it's too good. That's
I'm
disgusting.
so fucking proud of him.
It's fucking
All I had
absurd.
to do was send the base.
He has
this
no
just
reason
took
to
me
have
2
that much
hours. That was a
skill.
little slow on that one, honestly. My average time is about 30 minutes.
Don't be hating on my art bro like that.
I'm not hating on him. He's just too good. It's disgusting.
He's a speed demon. I appreciate it.
It's the power that he gave up when he gained that power upon becoming bald.
Stop, Paul. Stop. Get some help.
Ching. A little twinkle.
It's shaven, not bald.
I choose to be this way.
Well, please mind your mouth in this meeting. I prefer it if you don't speak.
All right.
Wow, that was kind of rude, Vale.
Well, here's the thing. These are diplomatic talks.
And
I don't want
don't really
anyone,
have-
ruining any diplomatic ties that might change the outcome of our decision making here.
well, I mean,
Then. Then we have no
I
really.
hear-
We don't really have a place to actually, speak upon it, unless of course ask.
Yes.
come on, Took. We don't have to be here with this rudeness.
There you go.
I mean, I'm curious about the political talks.
I know. I was just. It was satire. I was just joking.
Okay.
But how about the Mets?
It's not always about the dwarves, Spider-Man. Sometimes it's about the Mets.
Wait, Tink and Tonk want to listen to the meeting too.
No.
Damn it.
What do you mean you don't like Ting and Tong? They're cute.
Okay.
Show the art.
No.
Ah,
No, I don't think I will.
all right, fine.
No, I don't think I will.
You'll have to show
Gabe
it.
could hold them in his big arm, his big muscular sidearm. Just slide one cat right in there.
I'm not gonna lie, that looked pretty cute.
Okay. One of the dwarves opens and gives a bow as Lord Ty enters.
And go bow.
Oh,
Would you like
Lord
the
Ty
head
is
seat?
here.
He'll nestle in next to your seat. Come now, Vale. Are you afraid to sit next to me?
No, I figured it'd be more customary for you to be at the head of the table.
It is your home. Although I am your lord, it is still your home.
Winks over to Gabe.
Visibly vibrates with actual rage.
Oh my god.
Looks at character sheet. Remembers is barbarian.
No!
Oh, here we fucking go.
I'm starting to trance! Okay, anyway.
Well, good news. He can only trance in combat. Even better news, Ayajutsu goes before him.
It's a calcutta trance.
Even better news, I have enough hit points for your shitty Aijutsu. I'll eat that man's ass.
Freaking
Well,
Gabe to say it.
I might get 2 hits off, you know, before...
You
Why are
attacking
you
me?
hitting him?
I mean, I wouldn't mind fighting you again.
I make a grapple check against Vale and give her a big old smooch as a big bearded man.
I don't know.
Okay, but back at the plot.
Meanwhile, back at the plot from my fucking slice of life anime.
Oh, we need to get ourselves like an anime theme song.
Okay, hold on. I need to make sure I got everything here.
Looks at radio, looks back at you.
We
Looks back
need we need something with a little bit more. Oh, I think this is a perfect time to use this. All right, in the distance, the gates of Hono Kaijiba no Yosai.
I'll give that a 10.
This fucking
Better than I
place.
do. Fireforge Stronghold? Yes.
This fucking place. The gates open, and the contingents of dwarves are announced and are led into the meeting room. Let's see, where is... let's play this one.
Oh my god, is the circus in town?
Yeah, we live here.
Oh god, don't. Honestly, it's kind of fitting.
And I want to listen to the song, so... Okay.
Oh, I love that song.
And then finally, the representative from Demon's Deep and the contingent of the Thanes therein is presented to the court of Ty. Boldrum, please introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I am Ghaz, longtime viewer, first-time player in the world of Verum. I will be playing Boldrum Blackstone, a dwarf fighter from Demon's Deep. Boldrum is a professional soldier experienced with combating demonic filth, performing battlefield triage, and is quite handy with a shield. He has come today as an official envoy at the behest of the Thane of Seals to hear out the Veilheart's request.
Yeah, he's way better at this than us.
All right, and as he enters, the dwarves will nod and will close the doors behind. Ty shall speak first. Greetings, sir, as he will give a deep bow.
Boldrum nods, and he says, "Hail to ye, Lord Ty."
It is good to see that the dwarven envoy has arrived so cleanly, and with no troubles on the road, I should hope.
Not much, but any who dare stand in our path will be cleaved asunder, as is our way.
I see. Well, the Thane of Seal should have received my request, so I shall cut through the pleasantries, as time is of the essence.
Aye.
What response does the Thane bring to us?
The Honorable Jaroka Steelhilt, daughter of Bene Steelhilt, hero of the Bridge of Shadows, Thane of Seals, has decided that she would hear your words this day, but it is of her opinion that the church should be allowed its place, as is our ways with our customs and treatise.
As I suspected, the dwarves do not wish to break their old treatise with the church, at least not easily.
Aye.
Well then, what say you, Vale?
I don't know about this whole situation. Church is... I don't know. Something's just... sits wrong with me letting them just have the area. I feel it should be more of a neutral kind of ground for things.
And why is that, lass?
Well, trade and just people's freedom.
The church will allow you your freedom, so long as you abide by their laws.
Yes, and their laws can be quite stifling.
Laws are meant to control the land and its chaos, lest chaos reign. Chaos brings strife, and strife brings war. We of Demon's Deep do not seek war, but we are ever ready for it.
Well, all it would take would just be reinstating Elrond into the area.
And why would that be?
Well, have you not heard of Elrond? He's quite famous around these parts.
I know of the Lonely Inn, but what complaints do you have of it?
Well, with him not being able to host himself freely, he can't provide a independent outpost. And also the issue of the Brass Baron taking over.
The Brass Baron is of our concern, yes.
And I don't think that the church is going to be able to hold the Lonely Inn. However, if we reinstate the adventurers there, that would be enough to dissuade the Brass Baron.
All right. Do you have reason to believe that the church would not hear you out in your complaint?
Takes a look at my party.
Looks at the party. Marshall checks the party.
Odin's pretty normal.
Holden's the only... No, you have magic.
He don't know that yet. I don't know that yet.
That's a magic guy.
Oh my god, dude, he's fucking rolling.
That's something. That's
something.
That's a fucking halfling.
That's a little.
That's a foreigner. That's like a walking problem.
What the... I do see that you keep a unique company amongst yourself. I see why you would have issue with the church. But we are not in a position to oppose them, as is our laws. And we would not break our laws without due cause.
Well, I would like to say it's not so much we have an issue with the church, they have an issue with us.
Aye.
I could give two shits about them.
Also, I am aware that the church has been looking into Dwarven issues, such as worshipping of non-Matherian gods.
And what god are those?
What god did he tell me? It was,
Varen.
No, it was Azeroth. We came across one of the Dwarven old outposts.
Oh yeah, that was Azeroth.
We came across one of their seekers researching and trying to find any potential dwarf names to haul in.
So you claim that a Matherian seeker was within a dwarven ruin seeking news of our ancient history?
Absolutely.
Our ruins are not to be disturbed. I will make a note of this.
It was on our one quest for one of your nobles there in Demon's Deep.
Is Holdan whistling?
Yeah.
Are you like trying to get some people's attention? Like.
No, it's just we definitely didn't disturb any ruins. We
Okay.
Oh, you mean that statue we pulled the hourglass
Shut
out
the
of?
hell
Yes.
up, guys. Let's not. No, but when we arrived there to recover at least some information about nobility, one of the church seekers was there and had asked particularly about dwarven gods of Azeroth.
Do I know anything about Azeroth?
You know that Azeroth is the ancient god of the dwarves from the foreign lands. When the dwarves came here on their great pilgrimage, some of them did carry the worship over with them. To be clear, the dwarven outlook of religion is a lot more freeform than the church, but they have adhered to the church's agreements because of their shared animosity towards demonkind. And over the course of what would be 2, perhaps 3 dwarven generations, so far it is not necessarily outlawed, but it is considered taboo at this time.
I see. It is concerning that they are looking into this, but it is not surprising given their ways. It is quite a touchy subject, the worship of Azeroth amongst my people.
Absolutely. What happens when the church decides that you guys must be forced to worship Etheria?
Then we will settle it at the table like true lawful gentlemen and women.
So you're okay with them just taking over the land?
Look, I hate to interrupt, but I can't keep listening to this. If the church wanted you dead, they're gonna use sword and fire for it. They've already proven their willingness to just take life.
But is it dwarven life?
Oh,
Hardly a difference, really.
It is all the difference to Demon's Deep.
Then who
sir.
are you gonna trade with, eh? Or do you forget that Elrond is your closest trading partner? He's destroyed and all the adventurers that buy your arms from Demon's Deep are displaced and only the church remains, then you're going to have to buy and purchase based off of the church's outlook. Demon's Deep's the last real dwarven city, and I don't mean to be culturally offensive or anything like that, but it's your last city for a reason. Your ways haven't worked.
You watch your tone, young man. Although our people may be few, we are proud. It's true what you say, that we require the adventurers to buy our weapons and armor and other valuable masterworks. But the church does need its place. And I emphasize a compromise.
I'm listening.
Let the church stay in the Lonely Inn, but get them to agree to allow Elrond to reestablish his business to outsiders.
that wouldn't work.
And why would that be?
The adventurers wouldn't come back with the church there. The reason the Lonely Inn worked was because it was a sanctuary for people.
Aye. Maybe you're not seeing the forest for the trees there, Sir Dwarf, but the reason that the people liked Elrond so much is because they were able to operate as themselves, freely and fully, or at least the closest we can get to in this place. If the church is allowed to stay there, yes, Elrond could open his business, but none of my people would take him up on his offer, or at least a very slim amount of them, for fear of persecution by the church. And there's something else I think you're not keeping in mind. If they win the fight for the throne of Mornhow, they'll have the influence they need to start re-establishing their hold over all of Corvinus. Gods know that the damn Western rebels aren't going to be doing anything anytime soon.
The dwarves of Demon's Deep do not seek war. nor did they wish to be involved in one. But if you say what you say is true about the war in Mornhell, then it would be wise to keep the Church of Matheria in check, lest they grow overeager to expand their boundaries and their laws.
It's not even the church, it's also the Brass Baron, which is the bigger problem, in my opinion. I feel that he might start stifling trade like he's been trying up in the rivers up there. What's to say he stops and cuts off trade outside of Demon's Deep and the crossroads here? Starts charging absorbent amounts for trade.
We would pay no tithe nor tax to some upstart.
That's good for where you live, but what about the roads?
And indeed, Ty will interject, the people of Haikyo. I have heard many statements made at this table. But it seems, Sir Dwarf, that as the speaker for the Thane of Seals, that you will need to decide what your intention of your people will be. Haikyo will be safe. This is my pledge to my people, and I shall do whatever is necessary to ensure it. I, however, do side with my vassal. I believe the Brass Baron to be a far greater threat than the Church. If the Brass Baron is allowed to take continence at the Broken Oaks, we will be dealing with an entity that we do not fully understand. The Church, as unfortunate as it is at least the devil we know. But this Brass Baron is young, headstrong, prone to over-eagerness. And despite that, he has the strength to accomplish what he wishes.
Aye, and what would you ask of the dwarves of Demon's Deep? What assurance do you have that should we aid you in your endeavor, that we would be allowed trade and not be dragged into some war?
I bring one promise to the table that might be of sufficient value. The City of Glass has long since been a trade partner with Haikyo. I could offer an extension of that trade directly to their old racial rivals.
Oh, you offer trade from the City of Glass to Demon's Deep.
Indeed, using Haikyo as the middle ground, taking a reasonable and lawful tariff, of course.
Of course. This seems amenable.
All right, everybody pause real quick. I need Vale to make an insight check. I need, what's your name? Boldrum to make an insight check, and everyone else at the table to do so as well.
I have proficiency insight, so I'll go for it.
My god.
All right.
And we suck at this.
Those are pretty terrible rolls across the table.
True.
But here's what you're able to detect. It is very apparent that what Ty actually wanted, other than the safety of his people, which is paramount, is this trade deal. If Haikyo is the center of the trade between the City of Glass and Demon's Deep, then being able to act as a tariff for both sides means that each trade deal between the two would see Haikyo paid twice. An incredibly lucrative position to be in.
Well, not even just that. My estate was looking to set up trade deals with the Demon's Deep as well. We have our own mine here, and I'm sure we have unique resources that we could trade.
Aye, we are aware that this stronghold, Flameforge stronghold, is it? Has obsidian.
Flameforge stronghold.
Aye, has obsidian. That is of value to my people.
Very true.
Alright, look at this butte, and he'll slam his pickaxe on the table. Look at it.
Don't crit fail, don't crit fail, don't crit fail.
I'm not hitting the table.
You said
Look at this
slam.
beauty. Damn. Okay, I didn't hit the table.
Oh my god.
But you
can I-
rolled a
Oh my god.
Can I inspect that weapon? Is that smithing?
Yeah.
What does that roll?
D20 plus proficiency plus level.
Crap.
That's
Well.
pretty good.
It looks pretty good.
Aye.
I do vouch that perhaps your obsidian is definitely worth taking a closer interest into.
Aye, and this thing can pack a punch if used right, but not really something to test out indoors.
Well, from
Let's
what
just
I've
say it
gathered,
leaves an explosive impression.
Oh my goodness. Well, from what I've gathered, the obsidian makes for excellent bolts and arrows. As well as it's quite nice to use for various types of things for more mundane.
Yes, I do believe obsidian bolts would be useful. He mumbles.
And I have plans of expanding our mining operation here and to see what other types of ores and gems we can find.
All right.
And with our,
Aye.
So
and
you're
with our
proposing.
weapons and our smiths.
So you're proposing trade with both yourself in your mine and Lord Hikyotai in exchange for supplies and weapons and armaments from the City of Glass. But what of the church?
Ty will interject and say, indeed, my estates and their vassals offer you their trade, as well as the connections that we have with the City of Glass. In exchange, we expect Dwarven support in whichever avenue that we select is best for the Broken Oaks.
And what do you believe is best?
Haikyo will take a long sip from his tea. His eyes will flash over to Vale. His eyes will flash over to Gabe Big Deal. Holdan will stare at the cookies.
Zu'el sips his tea.
Took thinks about demons.
And then, Lord Ty will speak. I stand by my initial analysis that the Brass Baron must be stopped above all else. And if that means that we must deal with the Church, then so be it. I propose that we ally ourselves with the Church against the Brass Baron, and stifle his expansion. In exchange of Dwarven support, Haikyo will offer the trade with City of Glass, as well as myself and my vassals.
Yes, and then we will no longer need the Lonely Inn to supply our city with trade.
Correct. All right,
The dwarves of Demon's Deep are amenable to this.
insight check everybody at the table.
Oh my god, dude. I give up on this.
18.
Oh my god. Duke has one of his dumb moments where he's like, oh, I'm actually smart.
Brain blast.
Brain blast! So this little monkey that just starts clinging his symbols.
You will notice that Gabe is furious at this synopsis.
I bet.
And Gabe will speak. Lord Ty. Ty will look to Gabe. Go on. I must interject. Please understand that the Brass Baron is a threat. I do not disagree with it. But every inch you give to the Church is a mile it takes in the end. Too many of my friends have been strung up because of nothing more than what they are or what they believe. The Brass Baron offers you sword. The Church offers you yoke and fire. Please, Elrond Truefire is a true friend. His inn was a bastion of freedom in northern Corvinus, second perhaps only to Sapphira itself. With him harbored into this false pretense with the Church If we allow them to spread their influence, it will spell disaster. If I cannot convince you to ally against them, please, I beg those at this table, offer myself just enough time to free him from the clutches of the church. If we cannot take thee in, then let us save the man. And with that, perhaps some hope may be rekindled. Please.
Aye, that sounds good to me. We can bring Elrond down here. He can set up shop somewhere around here.
Well, I think I agree. We should definitely take this, like, eating of the dragon one bite at a time. But I don't see why.
Why would you eat a dragon?
I mean, sometimes I get eats, but regardless, I agree. We should definitely take out the Baron's forces first, but that doesn't mean that we can't then turn to the Lonely Inn and remove the church from there. I don't know why we have to do one without doing the other.
Lord Ty will...
I think that's that political alignment stuff where, like, we can't say we're friends and then turn back on them or something like that.
Why do we have to be
Kinda
the
messed
friends?
Lord Ty will then interject. What you suggest would give us two enemies. Allying yourself defensively is one thing, but to do as you propose would mean that we would have to expand the borders of Hykio and indeed of Demon's Deep. The Brass Baron's estate lies far to the southeast, on the other shores of the Weeping Lake. To attempt to do as you wish, we would need to destroy all of his men, a nigh near impossible task with the men that we have. The only other recourse to accomplish what you suggest is the death of the Brass Baron. Lord Ty will sip. And as
we
he
think
states,
the church is so...
and as he states that, it will linger over everyone present. To kill the Brass Baron is a mighty goal.
If I may be so bold, why not extricate Elrond from the inn and leave no survivors, no witnesses?
Why do we gotta fight? Are they holding him captive there or something? Can he not just leave?
Gabe will shake his head.
Knowing him, he's probably too stubborn to leave.
He's not gonna leave easy. And even if he did, well... Even if he did, the inn means too much to him to leave to the church.
More than his life?
Aye, more than his life. But maybe he can be convinced. Maybe if the inn... Gabe will get frustrated. I would rather take the chance to free him, convince him to leave, than do nothing at all.
What if we, See, here's the problem, though, is we're just giving up the crossroads there. That's definitely going to be a major impact for the dwarves. All trade must go through there.
Lord Ty will nod at that sage observation.
I think we propose that we just give it back to the adventurers.
And how do you know these adventurers will be able to stop the church and the Brass Baron from reclaiming it?
Well, they're quite strong themselves.
Oh?
One adventurer is worth several men.
And the Brass Baron's forces number in the thousands. They are but an ant waiting to be crushed under his brass heel. You merely delay the inevitable.
I think you'll find that they're stronger than you claim, dwarf. But Vale is right. The crossroads are the most important piece of the Broken Oaks. Lord Ty, I have a different proposal. Go on. If you wish to establish your trade with Demon's Deep and ally with the Brass Baron against the Church, then perhaps you would agree a small stipend for me to free Elrond and to build a fortress upon the crossroads, using the adventurers as my standing men. Perhaps this way we can ensure neutrality, at least upon the open trade routes. It will be difficult, and I will need much financing. But perhaps this is a better way to ensure that both of our enemies are kept and stemmed at the tide, but without revealing your hand as the one who does it. Lord Ty will sip his tea at that. An interesting proposal.
17.
You will see that Lord Ty is very pleased with Gabe's statement. And furthermore, Boldrum, you know that Lord Ty, if he gets these trade routes, it's going to be very useful for him. So you understand his what would you call it? His eagerness. But now, I must speak to you as a dwarf. You know that Demon's Deep does have quite a few materials to offer and could even finance this fortress. But the problem is that if at any point that Gabe's gambit would to fail, no doubt it would point at the dwarves, possibly putting them in a bad political strait with both sides.
Yes, that would be most unagreeable. But I am in favor of your idea of building a fortress as a neutral ground. As much as I can say, I am eager in your plan. But whether or not my people are involved, it must be done discreetly.
Lord Ty will nod. Then I shall be the one to provide the help directly.
Yes. Should we provide you the material and personnel, then you funnel it to Gabriel here. Then certainly that could be done.
Indeed. Well then, it seems that we are at an accord then. I know that it will take you some time to send word to the Thane of Seals to receive affirmation and to also establish the trade routes, as I must send word to the City of Glass. In the interim, what do you propose to do? Gabe will lean forward. If we're going to be leaning towards this, then I would like to request the Veiled Heart's assistance in freeing Elrond. If it will take a few months, anyway, for you to get word from your superiors, I ask of this.
Looks at Val.
I'm all for freeing him.
Very well. I will assist you in this.
You're gonna come with?
Aye.
He's got to see it through after all.
That's right. And a Blackstone keeps his word.
Alright, fair enough.
Well then, it seems we're at an agreement then. And Lord Ty will then put his tea down, signaling that the discussions have come to a close. Indeed, Hykio stands behind this proposal. We shall make preparations to free Elrond from the Church's grasp, whether he wishes to or not. However, a word of caution. If our actions are to remain discreet, then you will have to be unseen, or those who remember you must die.
Agreed.
An unfortunate circumstance to bloodies one blade unnecessarily, but desperate times. And Vale, as Ty will look at you with a sternness that you see very rarely. I hope that you will perform yourself with honor of my house.
Absolutely.
Good. Very well, then. Lord Blackstone, you and your entourage are welcome to stay within Haikyo and to all of its hospitality. I leave to you, Vale, to prepare your people. And to you, Gabriel, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you, my lord. And Lord
Thank
Tai
you.
will stand and excuse himself.
Well, that went more productive than I expected.
Small question. Weren't we on a time limit to go back up to the Broken Brothers?
Well, you see, about that, considering, Elrond was the one that gave us our initial mission anyways, if he's caught up in all this bullshittery, we kind of need to solve that first, or,
Excuse me. Please inform me of these broken brothers you speak of. You mean the towers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Aye.
And what dealings do you have with Elrond with these towers?
Well, he was the one who hired us to take that and deal with the Broken Brothers. He's hoping to clear out the cursed corruption there.
Oh,
Aye,
really?
and we're 1 for 4 right now.
Yeah, the Court of
Oh,
Curses,
my
if you will.
You're not supposed to tell him. Oh my goodness, guys.
Raises an eyebrow. A court of curses, you say? And you really believe it can be lifted? For 1,000 years, my people have been living under its shadow.
Well, we took
Oh,
out
I mean,
one
we already
already.
defeated the one Baron.
Aye.
3 brothers remain now for us.
And they have some
Oh,
good
it's a
stuff in there, lad. Look at this blueprint that I found in his building, and then bam! Look at
There
this
might still
fort
be
you could build in the mountains. Look how exquisite it is. This,
That is quite nice.
aye. They're holding
There
on
might
to some
still
good
be
stuff in
4
there.
of them, considering.
There might be a few Dwarven artifacts that we can find there while we're at it, too.
Any relics of my people must be reclaimed. Their history must not be forgotten.
Well, then. I think there's a few things that we can fit you up with here before we head out in the coming days. Holden, make sure you
What?
have everything prepared and ready. We have only a few days.
I am trying. The DM hasn't told me how long it takes to make your katana yet, so I'm still waiting to get that fixed up.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry, you said you're making a blade of some foreign quality?
Aye. The lass is too scared to show me the one she has, so she wants me to make her a new one.
I can't draw it. If I draw it, it means I must kill.
And why is that?
Just put it on a piece of paper.
I will hand you the blade. You can see for yourself without unsheathing it.
Masterwork quality? Fireglass? No. Oh. This is quite a beauty. More of
It
a
is radiating an exposure of 3.
more of an axe man myself.
I see that.
I too am an axe man.
Mm-hmm.
A pickaxe man.
He hands it back.
But we did find some useful weapons and armaments there. I pull out the greatsword off my back.
Oh,
Slaps this baby on the
Mithril.
table.
is that mithril I see? Yeah.
Yes.
Look at this. Perfect for slaying dragons right here. Just gotta get all the materials for it.
You have to forgive him. He's very enthusiastic with his craft.
There hasn't been a dragon in Corvinus in centuries. Why would you need such a relic?
Well, they're all drakes.
He fought one.
Aye. Oh?
Aye, he killed one. With his bare hands.
Quite an impressive feat.
DM's not here to answer.
True.
No.
Oh, yes, I slayed it with my own bare hands. Oh, let me tell you the story of the time that I...
Was that before or after he decided to tattoo one on his belly?
Oh,
that's from his homeland.
See, Vale got a matching one after seeing
It's
his.
not matching. Oh my god, I'm gonna
You two
slam
are
my head on the table.
They're both green dragons. I don't know what you mean.
I see.
I'm back. Sorry, what happened?
Are you two,
Holden was showing off all his fancy
Oh
stuff
my god, I'm
to
gonna
his
fucking
to his
murder
new
you.
friend.
No.
Hold on.
Yes,
Are
they're-
those weapons?
Yes.
Oh, dude, Gabe's totally looking at those weapons on the table right now.
Yeah, this is it. Look, this lance is perfect for slaying dragons.
Holy shit. A dragon slaying lance. I'm gonna...
You might be able to reconfigure it a bit and, you know,
I'm
make
gonna
it and
hold it.
take the properties of it and
I'm holding
Oh,
it.
we don't
into
have a
something
lance,
more
we
your
just have, like,
style.
blueprints.
I'm holding it.
Holding what?
holding the paper.
Holding the paper. I'm imagining...
He's like, oh. Falls on his back, staring.
Imagine
up
if we just took the properties and forged it onto like a giant axe or some
I'm nodding,
pickaxes
I'm
or
nodding,
something.
I'm nodding, I'm nodding, I'm nodding, I'm hyper nodding,
Yes.
I'm hyper nodding.
Well, perhaps when we complete all these tests, we can make these kind of things. I don't think we have the time for that.
to be young again?
Ah, you
Yeah.
have not even an idea.
I have your sword to complete, so I've got to go do that. And the blade's
how-
done. I'm working on the crossguard and fittings for it now. Be getting the hilt done hopefully tomorrow. I don't know how long it takes to make a katana.
And he just keeps talking as you get quieter in the distance.
Yeah.
How old are you, Boldrum?
Can't say that.
He winks
Well,
at you.
If we're going to be
Probably
going
not as
into
old as me,
battle
then.
against the church, I have an item that you might find useful. Follow me.
Me or him?
Oh, I think she
Not
likes
you.
that.
Our new dwarf friend.
Oh
Hold
god,
on.
they're gonna go fight. Gabe,
No,
you
I'm
better
not
go
going
watch
to
her.
fight him. Do you want to fight?
That is not necessary.
All right, fine. I mean, you look like it'd be a fun fight.
Gabriel? Gabriel?
Yes.
You did well. Showing restraint.
I hand you this. It is our quartz field.
This is a quite powerful relic indeed. I inspect it. What can you tell me about it?
Thank you. I think I should go get some training in.
Would you like someone to actually dance with this time?
Me.
Wow. I think he meant that as an insult.
Me,
Coffee.
pick me, pick me.
Me. What do you mean you're not going to?
Come on, Duke. We got more research to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, he says follow him, by the way, Coffee, if you want. He doesn't care. He's a very big deal.
Uh-huh.
That sounded a bit like you didn't believe that.
I've known that man for a while.
Then you
The
should
fact
know
that
how
he would
much of a big deal
question-
he is.
The fact that he would remotely question or get worried because some pretty boy sitting next to his girl.
I was there that night. He was, in fact, not a big deal.
I was watching from the bushes.
So what can you tell Boldrum about the shield as he looks at it? Our crystal one. Or the quartz.
Who, me?
You are the DM, yes.
Oh my god. So it's a masterwork heavy shield. Its quartz ability is a tier 3 property that adds this item's rating to saving throws against any magical effect with an attack roll. So if you
Yeah.
got 3 rating, you get a +3 to a saving throw versus a magical effect that has an attack roll.
So if somebody hits you with chill touch, you can add plus 3 to that con check.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or in his case.
speaking of
+6.
cantrips, I have a question.
Okay.
What class do I get my cantrip from?
Wizard. Wizard.
Okay.
Oh,
What,
There you go,
what's
I told
his,
you.
Spellcasting modifier?
Strength.
Wow.
Is it strength or con or
It,
charisma?
it's con.
It's con? Okay.
Yeah, physical casters are con, unless they're orcs.
oh, oh.
Unless they're
Well, here.
me.
Unless they're be.
If we might be ending up fighting some church members, I think this might aid you well in battle. Consider it a gift with my new friend.
I will not take this as a bribe, but as merely a gesture of welcome thanks.
It's a bribe.
That's not a bribe. That's just I'm giving you a gift.
Ass eat.
I wouldn't even know how to do a bribe.
I already put it on my sheet.
I did bribes.
Oh, well,
It was me. It was the one-armed man.
push me there.
It was me, Vale.
Well, if you want to,
Was I, Dio?
if you are as into the forging as my friend here, feel free to
would
use
like-
our.
To inspect his work, if he wouldn't mind.
Go for it.
Aye, take a gander.
I'll leave you two to it. Don't stay up too late, boys.
Hey. But I finished up the blade that she needed, and I'm just trying to get the rivet made for the crossguard so we can properly fit it into place before I start working on the hilt next.
Hey, do you have any flux to polish the blade with?
The
my
blade's
God.
already been polished on the wheel. That was up in the chat when I was doing all of my stuff earlier.
I see.
Yes, the
Break
chat.
out your thong there, Boldrum.
I will aid him.
What, his battle thong?
Yes.
Time to battle with my thong.
This is me not surprised.
Bop, 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 skibba bop.
Dee-ba-da-beep-ba-doo-ba.
Skibbity bobbity bobbity bop 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 boo.
You have like 50 tokens now?
Oh. Oh, not at all.
So many tokens.
She has a lot.
Ooh.
I
So
know, I'm
help me
pretty sick.
God, if she screams next, I'm gonna be so inclined to just let her fight you.
You talking to Gabe right now? He's doing stretches.
He's getting ready to kick your ass.
He can't even touch his toes. What do you mean stretches? Does a lion stretch before pouncing on a gazelle? No.
Getting Zombieland flashbacks up in here.
Let's see if I can get this working.
You could talk and stretch, you grumpy old fuck. Come on.
Let me see if this actually works. I forgot about
I
that works.
did
That's me.
not mean to. Yeah.
Shit. He fucking knocked
I'm making
the
sure
fuck
that
out.
your Mana Knight works for half your.
It's just like 3, 2. Totally not sneak attack while you're stretching.
Stabbed it.
No, that was me. I was making sure because you swapped your class, so.
Dungeon Master,
Yes.
can I roll for hit points, please?
No.
Not yet.
Curses?
Yes, this is the court of them.
You could if you battled me.
From across the map.
Okay. Now you can roll your hit points. Sorry, I was looking at something.
Do you roll them or do I?
You
It's
do.
okay.
You do.
I just
1d10 minimum of 6.
7.
Is he barbarian
Slash
or
roll.
fighter?
6.
I'm a
6.
fighter.
Yeah,
6,
6.
yeah.
Mmm.
Nice. Let's go.
the day he felt.
Hey, does that mean the rest of us get to level
Some
up too?
pretty good rolls. 3 8s equivalently.
You're gonna get your level in a second.
How come the new guy gets to level 4
Because-
first? That's not fair!
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 6 months now. He's been here for not even a day.
I mean, how old is he? He's been doing this for how many years?
That's what you sound like.
I pet the tonk. And I pick up little Tink Tink.
Put them in your arms.
I couldn't lift Tonk, even with my 20, soon to be 24 strength.
I need to like just put my pre-recorded cat noises and just be there. I
don't know.
They make a compelling cat, man.
I actually think that Coffee might win this one.
Why? Because with him, I don't have to hold back and I can fight unfettered.
Sure.
He's going to launch me like a goddamn ball.
Not if you just dodge, forehead.
Yo!
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 Yo, mama! Got him! It's your mom
Coffee
joke
doesn't
time!
lose. I would hate for her child to watch her get beat up and get angry at someone.
Why is it you never fight me, Kapheira?
We have
Because she knows she'll knock you down so fast.
Hold it. No.
That wasn't Holden. He's over here. That's just the voices in your
Shadoww,
head.
no.
That's just a voice inside my head.
Alright, I get winner.
It's just a voice.
Love that song.
Don't waste your time
Good
on
time.
me. I'm all ready.
What are we waiting for?
Voice inside my head. Damn it, we're gonna summon Shamber. Watch.
I mean, is wait, were people actually wanting to fight Gabe? He's just doing stretches.
I was under
Coffee
the
was gonna
impression
fight
that
Gabe.
we were going to be doing some training.
Yeah.
So I figured
when
we would
Took's
be
gonna summon
doing
his
some
familiar.
stretch stuff and
Dude.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
I just wanted to be courteous and
I will referee.
Well, fine.
Alright, I won.
If you want a
I want
piece
the
of the
fair
big
fight.
deal, you'll get it.
Are you ready, Kapheira?
fuck that.
And are you ready, Gabe?
Yeah. Big Daddy's ready.
You know, I've always hated when you said
Wait.
that.
I get on my banner. Ooh.
Ready
Nice
to go?
banner.
Hit the initiative.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
50
sure.
HP.
I'm
He's so tanky.
down to try. That's what I thought.
All right, let's dance.
Shit, fuck. Damn, pull thing. Ah! Damn text. Why? Alright.
Shoot him!
That's not how that works.
That's exactly how that works.
You know what? Fine, because I know that he can actually take it now. And because we didn't need to fly upward anyway.
Crit.
Oh my
Yes, crit!
God.
Let's go!
Oh my god. She's got it out for you, my friend.
Have I told you how much I missed you?
All right, arrow goes flying towards Gabe. We will take it in the shoulder. All right. Let's see here.
Oh, did you fly up 20 feet? Oh,
Uh-huh, because I'm not a dumbass. I like living.
Burp, 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 bobby.
Little did you know that Gabe can fly too.
Ba 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 ho. Hee 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 ho 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 how. Let's see here. Hold on, I'm setting something up real quick.
Just yeet his axe at her.
This is where he pulls out the climbing kit mastery and yanks you down.
That would absolutely make me fucking laugh, and part of me in character would be stupid proud of him. But at the same time, ow.
Alrighty. Da 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 da. Da 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 dum 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 dum. Let's see, that is
Thick shaft of laminated wood, spowed by a taut string.
ow. That
Sorry.
it for you?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Hi. I should really just, yeah, that's more appropriate. Oi! Fuck!
And
I
I will
am
shoot
not
you.
surprised.
I will shoot you with Dragon Slayer.
Ow.
21 hit you.
Yes,
You
unfortunately.
do not take any damage. As you are shot with a net.
Got her.
He will pull on the rope. Make an athletics check against me.
Oh no, her weakness. Strength
Suck.
checks.
No,
Good thing she doesn't have a -1 to
You're
strength.
fucked.
no, I
Oh
don't.
my god, Gabe's gotten stronger.
I don't do that.
Alright.
Just get yanked.
Pulls you
Pain
down.
save. Whew.
Okay. And then he'll drop his crossbow and he will equip a dual-wielded weapon. A long
Oh.
sword and a dagger.
Wait, who the hell are you?
Oh, why he doesn't want to kill her.
Go.
I would like to apologize. Oh, we want to be difficult, don't we? Okay, that's not very kind of you.
I mean, well, neither was critting him.
And then flying.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah?
Unfortunately, so does he.
Well, it's your turn.
Yeah, unfortunately, the thingamabobs aren't working, so
What thingamabobs?
that's not helping.
What
I was
thingamabobs?
trying to use a spell, and it wasn't working.
What spell?
What do you mean?
I was attempting to use let's see here. It's not that one. I was hoping to use Thunderwave,
Okay.
and it was not wanting to cooperate. So that's part of the reason why I'm like,
Are you clicking it? With the
I clicked it off of the character sheet. Yes,
First or second
And-
level?
first.
That's not correct, but I made it anyway. Okay.
I'll do an inspiration.
Oh,
That's a +7.
For what?
doesn't work that,
That
way.
doesn't affect.
Oh,
Yeah, that doesn't affect my saves.
My god, if that did, holy.
Well, you can do that as a bard, but not as the bard you are. You have to be a busker to do that.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Alrighty then.
Do I
But you still have to roll
have...
damage because it's half
I
damage.
think I get...
I
She
did.
did.
Okay.
I don't think I can get myself out of the net whether I like it or not anyway.
I would
I mean,
stand up.
good.
Yeah, that would be preferable. I don't think I have enough movement to fly.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm just gonna up this way.
You could just levitate off the ground 30 feet, right?
Negative.
You don't have to stand up.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Arcadum?
No.
You're fine. Anything else?
Okay. No, I don't think I can do anything else at this time. I don't
Oakley
think I can step
dokley.
back.
Alrighty. I will attack you. Come on then, let's see what you got! With a medium deal.
Ouch.
Oh my god, he's rolling.
Oh my god, is the dagger called Little Deal? Where the frick?
Probably.
And the dagger.
little
No! No!
And as he attacks with the dagger, you'll see that on the dagger there is a face blowing a kiss.
Oh my god.
That's.
Did you get that from
absolutely
Simon?
And a
incredible.
tuft of red cloth that looks like hair on the pommel of the dagger.
That is absolutely adorable.
My god.
I don't understand what the hell that is.
Huh.
Even with a natural one, you know what that is.
Who the natural one? No, I don't. Nope.
And then that puts you down to 5 hit points.
And you lose 2 AR. Yep.
Alrighty, that's it for Gabe.
I think that's enough.
Oh, alright then. Cult the music.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
Bring it in. We'll give you a big hug.
Yep, those are still backbreaking.
Healing hug.
Coffee, that was an amazing shot. Your marksmanship's definitely improved.
Healing hug.
Something. If I didn't shoot him, he would think surely I was an imposter.
He'll put his weapons away. Well, that was fun. He'll kind of walk off. I've got some letters to send. Oh, there's a lot of blood on the ground back there. He'll take a moment and look at Vale. Wink. He'll walk away.
Get back
Trying to be as cool as possible. And
Cool.
remembering that he doesn't have a room here and will kind of walk off over here awkwardly. And then move back here and
No,
kind of
I wanted to fight next.
look around the corner.
She'll just gently, uncharacteristically, like, push Vale by the shoulder and be like,
Go get him.
No, what?
don't talk to him.
Where did he go?
Shenanigans ensue as the party rests and as the day's trials press in on them. As you recover from it, your bodies grow stronger and your minds grow sharper.
Yay! Line up, boys. You know the drill.
Come here, you. Come here, you. Come here, you.
Come on, Duke. I think something important's about to happen.
Let me get out of the forge so it actually works.
I have to leave for this one. All right.
Okay.
And we already got... Where the...
He was also in the
That's-
forge.
Oh.
Don't mind me.
Oh, we've got to... He's already fallen in love with our forge already.
Okay.
Alright, now we've got
We'll
3
go
of
over
them.
you last to double check everything. Alright, we'll start with you, Valentina. Skibbity bop.
Damn. All right. I'll set myself to
Alright,
4.
quickly, scroll up so I know what I said.
Don't think that was right. What? Oh, is my temp HP not? Why is that not doing that? Oh, whatever. I'll fix that afterwards. I go to 42 HP. And for my feats, I am taking the ASI in strength.
Okay.
And for my first feat, I am taking my martial feat in let's see what the hell it was called. I gotta open it up.
Lesser muscular apotheosis.
No. I'm doing weapon adept, and I'm taking mastery in the katana. Or unless there was some other weapon I could have chosen this whole time.
I mean, unless you want to randomly switch to using a glaive.
Not random. I would have picked that one from the start. I was just told that katana was the only weapon I could use at the beginning.
Okay, well, you can retrain into your house weapon if you'd like.
But yeah. What does that mean for my katana that was made? Because I wouldn't have asked for a katana.
No, you would still want a katana as it is. So, the katana is the weapon of the samurai. The glaive is the weapon of your house. Not everybody in the house of a Glean house is a samurai. Some of them are other types of warriors. So.
Alright. I'll do that at a later time then. I will...
We'll break your ankles, Laz, if I just spent a day working on this sword and you don't want a sword.
Oh no!
Can you make this? Can you make this into a glaive? What?
What?
And
then
told that steel 50 times, lady.
For my mundane feat, as much as I would love to take one of the forging and crafting ones to hang out with the boys, I will unfortunately take a fighter feat, and I will take banner.
Okay.
And that'll be it for me.
You can get special armor made since you're a samurai that allows you to wear the banner on your back like your art depicts.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
In the full flag glory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which that counts as getting all the effects of the banner as if you're holding it.
Oh.
So
that
it's
sounds
pretty
worthwhile.
Good.
Can it be plate mail?
That's sick.
No, it has to be medium armor. Can't be heavy armor.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. That's the trouble.
Wait, can we slap that on the gladiator mail?
I
It
believe
was medium armor.
Gladiator mail is the medium armor.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, it's just difficult to make because it's well, it works like this, right? You'd have to take the samurai armor and then you'd have to combine it with the gladiator mail, which is a higher tier item because you're combining effects. So it takes a lot longer to make, but I'm just saying that you can eventually actually do what your character looks like they're doing. But banner's good.
Yeah. I'll stick with what it is right now. I'll stick with my lint armor.
Is it you're wearing it as a cloak?
The tabard, yeah, right now.
Or tabard? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
How do I go about swapping?
What do you mean?
If I wanted to like wield it in my hand for the effect?
You'd have to. I mean, it's not a complicated process, but you do have to like put it to a flag. If you want the if you want all the effects, you have to wield it as a flag in one of your hands. The samurai armor lets you wear it on your back instead, but it has a couple of other limitations. But
I'd have to respec my stat array before doing any of that.
fucking -1 dex. Oof.
Well, hey, I didn't know what the feats were, so.
Wow. Well, I guess you'll retrain. Anyway, anything else?
Wait,
You
do
good?
I get a free retraining of that then?
Of
Level
advanced fighting styles.
Not ASI.
Not everything else about your character. No.
4? Oh. Alright, then that'll be it.
Okay, you're done. Move you there. All right, Coffee.
Hi.
Time to become a level 4 Vard.
Woot. Let's see here.
1d8 min 5.
Copy that. 1 minute.
Come on, roll that 8. See that beautiful 8 footage.
1d8 5. That is not what that says. Yes,
That
no.
is not it.
That is.
Hey, that is an 8.
Yeah.
But that is
Shit,
6.
that's
Rolls deception. It's actually an 8.
No.
If I combine them.
No, it's actually a 3. Wait, no, the other way. No, wait, stop.
No.
No. Cut the film. Cut the video.
Funnily
She's
enough, it
not
actually was a
speaking.
3.
All right. If I add the bard onto her, does it add all the 4th level stuff? Is that ready yet? Or...
No.
No. You just search in the side. You just search what the name of the thing is in the.
All right, I'm adding your
what
health
are
for
the
you,
items?
Coffee.
Thanks. I'm gonna keep looking at it and being awkward about it.
Because there's just too many choices to go through.
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
that-
That's,
That'd be a big list
I was just
to
asking.
put a check button next to.
I was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right.
I wish I had that much talent.
Okay, here we go. So, what are your feat choices?
I believe I was going to be doing the Lesser Arcane Apotheosis and the Double Down.
From Bard, okay. And what will you be double downing in Bard?
Weeping Lake, Focus Fire.
An excellent choice. Very good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel really bad because I still am rusty at combat.
What?
Oh, my love of combat, I feel rusty. I need more practice.
All right, and what about your general feat?
I believe I was going to be doing the ASI, and I believe that's also currently reflected with my charisma score.
Alrighty, then you're good to go. Wing, wing, bam, bam, bam. All right, Zu'el, what you doing, buddy?
Alright.
Well, first make me the roll. Yeah, let's do that first.
Yes! Got it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Solid.
wow.
Oh.
So what we were really doing was invoking for yourself. All right.
Yeah, I
Good.
was stealing it from
Good,
you.
because he has no con whatsoever. In any
Yeah,
way.
he
Yeah.
kind of freaking needs it.
Yeah.
All right, what is your magic feat?
Well, seeing how there's not one that gives me proficiency with scythes,
Oh my god.
Oh God. Oh God. He's so mad.
I will take the Lesser Astral Apotheosis, so that way I can have 4 hands, and maybe those can hold
Master
onto my
hand.
scythe. Yes.
I become the master hand. Holdan.
And for general, I'm gonna
Oh.
up my charisma to 16.
Okay,
I'll
hold
just
on.
go ahead and do that
Did you
myself.
already do it? All right. All right.
Ah, yeah, I got it right now.
Then you're done. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, Holden. Give me the roll. Hey.
No.
Hey, it's this, hey, you try your best, and you try so hard, and you won't succeed.
Hurts.
Veg.
Bedge. Okay. All right, what'd you pick for your general?
ASI, 1 strength, 1 con.
1 strength, 1 con. That looks like an 18. And your con goes to 14, which is a retroactive gain, putting you at a solid 44 hit points.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, and your other choices?
My mundane feat is going into craft arms.
Crap. Forge arms, you mean?
Forge arms, yeah.
Okay. And your martial?
Is going into the fighter feat for tactician.
Okay, good choice. Good choice.
Solid choice.
I've been a little worried about tactician maybe being too strong, but I think it's in a good spot, if I'm honest. Anything else?
That is it.
Okay.
Unless I can get plate armor as part of leveling up.
No.
No.
You do get proficiency with it, though.
I mean, we could make you it.
Took,
Yeah.
are you there?
I'm here.
Oh,
I just got back.
All right. Roll me that ranger footage.
The what? Oh, you mean the health?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I mean by ranger footage.
That glorious bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
You know, I never see commercials for them anymore.
I know, right? Bush beans, dude. The dog. I think it's because the dog died.
Rip.
Maybe.
No.
Well, that and it's
Look,
probably
the dog has a normal dog lifespan. It's not going to live
it
20
does.
years.
True.
Yeah.
They could have got a
It's just
short
it-
one.
They should have baited us
it's
with
the dice,
puppies and something. Yeah.
Right next to the health bar.
What's up?
No, just
No, you
slash roll.
slash roll
1d8.
space 1d10 or 1d10 minimum 6.
Yeah, that one.
You've done this before, buddy. You can do it. I believe in you.
I know.
Somehow we rolled.
Yes,
a
he
one.
did it. Fuck yeah.
Good job.
Oh my god.
Thank you.
What are you, some kind of ranger?
Jeez.
No, he's a demon.
It's from the North Ranger.
I'm a demon hunter.
That's weird. It keeps double leveling him up when I'm trying to give him his level.
Yeah, just keep it that way.
How do I reset
So let's
this?
try.
You don't have to reset it.
Cough. Winky face.
Squints.
8. Next.
There, I got it.
Oh, it's fucking breaking for me.
Do you drag and drop it, or you just do the down?
Oh, I drag and drop.
Oh, so if you go to features, you see you have the class. You can actually just down arrow and then just select the level.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll do it
Yeah.
from that way from now on then.
Yeah, it's way more consistent.
So, okay. So, you're at 37. I've been doing it in a very naughty way. Very naughty boy.
Naughty boy.
Okay. What are you choosing there, bud? What's your general?
Oh, he's 39. Or he's 38, because he's +1 con.
He rolled an 8, 9, and he was at 29.
Yeah. 38.
Plus 9 is 18.
You got him at 37.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. What'd you
We'll
choose?
fix it in the post.
Fix it. Edit in the post. All right, edit. What you doing, Took?
I'm gonna go for resilient.
Resilient. Ooh. All right. Okay. What are you choosing for your third attribute to get proficiency in?
Constitution.
Constitution. Oh shit. Now you've got expertise in them. Ooh, that's nice.
And now I get to pick the expertise, or is it before?
The expertise is
Yeah.
the one that you're proficient in.
Okay, so the expertise is gonna go for it's gonna go for dexterity, since everyone else is already strong anyways.
No. You gain expertise on saving throws you have proficiency with. That's all of them, buddy. You don't have to choose.
Oh,
Yeah.
Even the.
I thought it was just one.
No, it's so this is meant to give you expertise in 3 of your attributes, because most classes only get 2, right? So resilient gives you a proficiency in one that you didn't have before, and then expertise on any that you're proficient with.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's nice.
It's not one. It's all of them. Resilient is a good feat
right.
that needed to fucking compete with tough and shit.
That is true.
Yeah. Big,
Nice.
Big
I'm glad I
competition
got
time.
Hell yeah.
I'll set it up to make those. There we go. Saving throw bonus.
I'm glad I picked resilient.
That's a good feat. All right, what you got for Marshall and Wanderer?
I got those 2.
Wander, I'm gonna pick Skill Adept for Arcana.
Skill Adept Arcana, you got it.
Oh no. Oh no.
I know, right? And
Now he
what's,
summons a Hydra.
now what's your martial feat?
My martial feat is
Just a little bit of ritual cast.
That's what happened. I see. Yeah, there we go. How that works.
Monastic studies, let's go.
Return to monk.
I'm gonna go for Killing Instinct for the class feat. So instead of the martial, I'll get the class one.
Oh, killing instinct. Very cool. All right. You are good to go, bud. All right. And now I know you've probably done your stuff already, Boldrum, but let's go ahead and give it the old look over.
Okay.
Level 4, your HP's 50, you are a knight fighter, and what did you choose for your feats?
Combat Adept. Thane's Guard.
Yeah.
Combat Medic.
Yeah.
Steel Soul.
Steel Soul. Okay, so. That was literally the thing I made that day. Good.
Aye.
Very good. I am looking forward to it. Okay. You look locked in.
How many kits should I have?
Kits?
Yeah, starting kits.
Should be 2, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't mean proficiencies, I mean on my person.
Oh,
2.
whatever the ones you have proficiencies in.
Just one of each?
Yeah.
Yes.
Understood.
For a second there, like you said,
2 med
kids.
kits.
And I'm like, however many you want for your backstory, bro.
Kits.
What do you mean? Have as many kids as you want.
Kits. Holy shit, that's really cool. Who's that walking down the street? Alright. Looks like you guys are leveled up.
Yay.
Level 4, got a new party member, got a new series of quests. So to be clear, so I know what to prepare for next time, the party's plan is to do what exactly?
Kidnap Elrond. Against his will.
I mean, yeah, head up to Lonely End.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wanted to double check.
Yes.
Alrighty. Lonely End it is. And Elrond's storyline. Oh boy. That's gonna
Oh,
be
we still
sick.
need to do the end of the month finance rolls.
Oh yeah, that's right. Just remind me to do them next time. Because we're at time.
Okay.
But our extension.
Oh, I swear to fucking God, the next person says extension.
But
But what?
It only works when Taz says it.
Okay.
God.
I was so tempted to do the whole bit from Super Troopers and be like, "What's that place you hate again? Extensions."
My other feat was the weapons specialization one for
Weapon spec.
weapon adept.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. But first things first. Before we go, I hit 10 exposure. What happens?
Wait, so you ASI 24 for 24 strength, and then you took what again?
Banner.
Banner for the fighter
took
feat
Banner,
for the
yeah.
mundane, and then you took weapon adept for the other one.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good.
Weapon adept, strength.
So you
and-
should have mastery now of the katana.
Yep. Which means when I jutsu someone's butthole, I get to attack again.
Good.
I'm assuming the second attack is not considered a grit, or is it still part of the Iaijutsu?
Mm-mm. Second attack's
Okay.
just a standalone attack. Oh, you mean like, does it cost you another grit?
No.
Does it
That
also
is not
crit?
considered a crit.
Oh, crit. No.
Yeah.
That's not the Iaijutsu attack. No. No.
No, I mean, I
do you
can't
mean?
crit and
I
then
can
crit
have two
again.
crits.
Man.
Oh my god, I can't go.
I know.
Well, just roll the crit, Necro. Jeez.
Yeah, I'll just crit right now. Just like right now. Oh,
No.
damn.
Oh, you need to do it like this, lass. Damn.
Let's not roll the
no.
grenade.
It would have been funny.
Let's not fucking grenade ourselves.
No, it's like this. Ah, damn.
Why do you have that, Zu'el? You can't use it.
Doesn't mean I'm not gonna hold on to it.
All right,
the other
do
one
we
day,
have
dude.
any fan art?
Fan art.
We do. Give me a second. Close that. Okay, I just accidentally hit F12 and revealed to everybody my secrets.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Holy
I'm
shit.
looking.
His diary of dating veils.
I'm
notes.
looking.
Storm, cut that in post.
Right. First up, we have are some classic memes.
Oh, yo. love it.
God, I hate this.
Somehow.
No,
just
those are
makes
from last
sense.
session. Stop going to the.
Oh, sorry, did I go back? Okay.
That's
Fat
Vale's four
cat.
sword style.
There's
We don't need
Tonk.
to rehash this
Small
drama
cat.
that I've seen.
There's little tink tink.
That's Tonk.
Yes.
Oh wait, is this
No,
the
that's
last?
Tink.
Tink tink.
Okay.
That's a little Tink Tink. Tonk is the other one.
Yeah.
Tonk is Tonk.
Tonk is the fat Tonk is the
Kiss him.
Oh, God damn it.
Beautifully done.
Gabe
Thank you.
talking, everyone, that's Cap. I'm not putting that up, Cape.
I don't blame you.
Oh,
I don't blame you.
Lord Ty right now. Yeah.
Oh, what's that from?
That looks like an SNL skit if I ever saw one.
Is it?
It
Yeah, it
does.
does give me that vibe.
Heresy detected.
I don't
Coffee
know.
eating buttons.
Because I'm over here trying to stay safe.
Veil
It
playing
looks like
Boldrum.
coffee though. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I'm not playing both of them.
A dwarfen weebland.
Oh,
Thanks to
Look
Waymaker.
at that blush.
A
Oh.
little heart next to the blush. Very.
I
You
love
wanted to
sparring
straight
with my
showing up.
loved ones and flying up. Shooting
I
them.
do.
God damn it, Luke.
Crap, I actually have a bit of a doodle for that one.
Kopatashi
Yes,
de-
coffee, let's go.
Okay, bop, beep, bop, beep, bop, bop.
Expressing my affection in a big deal way.
Very good.
Oh, there's another one.
Hey, oh!
Sick of your shit.
Very cool.
Oh wait, I think we should show this one too.
Yes.
Baby.
You did such a good job on your art.
Yeah, because I did that one before the break.
Yeah,
Mhm. Each head represents a member of the party.
yeah.
Can
The
you
electric-
guess which one Took is?
Actually, Arcadum, do you know who's who in this picture? He's like, no,
Anyway.
absolutely not. That's it.
I will not do this.
Which one? Tell the stream who's who.
Oh no, anyway.
Yeah, like what normally happens. It's fine. Let's go.
No.
Point him out, point him out, point him out. Go, 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 go.
Zu'el, Vale, Ray, Took, Coffee, Holdan, because Holdan needs uppies. Go.
Yeah. And that was from
That's-
left. And
Who's the one who's fucking
Yeah.
choking?
Took.
That's definitely Took energy, dude.
Ray's the one that figured
I
out
will
how
seek
to
knowledge! My man is
Which
turning
one's?
it. I'm not
which
gonna
one's
lie,
Zu'el?
I'm a big fan of
The sassy bitch. On top.
I'm a big fan of Took's mad scientist arc that we're going on right
Yes.
that I'm helping him on? Yes.
Yeah.
No, let's not help him on the mad scientist route.
Like the whole point is to get him to know how to do it so that way he can give me more power. That's
Good.
the whole
Hell yeah. Hell
For
yeah.
him to take the magic from somebody and put it into
See,
me.
people are over here worrying about the church ruining the continent or the golden iris ruining the continent. Why does no one?
Yeah.
The thing that's going to ruin
No.
the continent is us blowing it up.
Anyway,
with magic.
thanks for watching,
Yeah.
guys. I'll see you next
Yes.
time. Haha.
Later.
Thumbs up.